I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Salute, and welcome back to the Black Ocean. Now swimming in deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, family. Oh, you know I wasn't gonna let these Buckdancers get slide at that Republican National Convention. Now I haven't been keeping up with all of it, but I caught a little bit of that first day, and oh my god, oh man, oh we gonna clown these jokers over here tonight, but we're gonna review this for a very important reason because see, just in case there's any white conservatives, okay, white Republicans listen to this broadcast tonight, you better pay close attention to what I'm about to explain to you tonight, because if you're going to be trying to court the black vote anytime soon, what I'm going to share with you here tonight is something you're going to want to take notes on, because y'all going to have to get this through y'all head. Now, you can choose to do what the Democrats do and not listen to Black America, and that's okay. You just won't get our votes in great majority numbers, okay? Because as I've said, let me go ahead and state this for the newcomers. I'm not the liberal nor conservative. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm politically independent. But if you had to put my political views into a box, I would be more center right on a lot of policies and issues, okay? Especially when it's pertaining to our people in our community. So just want to get the things out the way that most people will, use a Republican or use a Democrat. I told you I criticize both parties, but the main reason that I keep my B1 feet on these Democrats is because that is the party that's in office, and it's the party that our people have voted for over 60 plus years, okay? Like I said, if Republicans was in office, they would get this work too, okay? And chances are, when the orange man gets in there, because I really just don't see how he's not going to get in there, okay? At this point, I'll be critical of them too if they're not doing what they're supposed to do by Black America, okay? So y'all will see that. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend. I know I am so far. I hope all of you and your families are in good health. Let me go ahead and greet who I see in the chat room and make sure I got this up where I can see it. And do let me know if there's any audio issues or any playback issues, because they probably ain't gonna like this broadcast tonight, but it would behoove them to sit and listen, because I'm gonna tell them the truth the way it needs to be told without any sugarcoating. I see old grandma in the building. I see my good brother Amir Ill. Lee Holmes is in here. A little country lamb. What's going on? The brilliant librarian Patricia Jenkins is in here. D. Foster's in here. My good brother and comrade on the West Coast, my good brother Black Voltron Reloaded. Salute to you and your entire household, my brother. I see Sandra Evans in here. I see Joe 32 in the building. Michael Williams, Only Pamela's Way. Jason Ferreira is joining us. My good brother Diesel Mike on the highways and byways. I see Dan Miller TV, Project Leroy. What's going on, comrade? Seven Skills, what's going on, young man? I see you. Derek Parker in the building. Kevin Blackwell. Let's see. 225 girl in here. Hot One. Eddie the Dunn, what's going on? And Cheryl Bryant. Salute to you and anyone else that'll be joining us in attendance here tonight. So, family, we're going to go ahead and get started. But before we do, so that we will set the proper tonality and theme of tonight's broadcast as we critique these jackasses, okay? We got to call them what they are. I must play for you something to let you know exactly what most of these Buckdancers in the RNC are, okay? So without further ado, sometimes there's times where, we should refer things over to our icons and our legends. And may this brother rest in peace, one of the funniest comedians to ever do it. I'm going to let this brother tell you exactly what they are before we get started going in.
You big dummy. D-U-M-M-Y, period. Two dummies, super dummies. Dumber and dumber. Plain dummy. Dummy, dummies, dummy, 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 dummy. You bigger dummy than my dummy. Dummy. Dummy, 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 there's a dummy. Dummy, dummy, dummy here. Big dummy, two dummies, dummy, big dummy, 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 tiny dummies, dummy, a dummy, dummy, dummies, dummy, 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 dumb dummy. You big dummy. D-U-M-M-Y, period. Two dummies, super dummies. Dumber and dumber. Plain dummy. Dummy, dummies, dummy, 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 dummy. You bigger dummy than my dummy. Dummy, 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 dummy. There's a dummy, 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 dummy here. Big dummy, two dummies, dummy, big dummy, 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 tiny dummies, dummy, a dummy, dummy, dummies, dummy, 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 dumb dummy.
Oh, yes, I had to let the late, great Red Fox, a.k.a. Fred G. Sanford, tell us exactly what we're going to be analyzing here. Some dummies, some big dummies. That's right. We're going to talk about these dummies over here tonight. Oh, man, because, I mean, this is sad, man. I mean, look, let me tell y'all something, right? We're going to go ahead and get started here, but let me say something to Black America, especially Black American men and women. Especially the brothers, though. When you get up in the morning, okay, and you look in that mirror, carry yourself in a way that you're going to be proud of you and your family's going to be proud of you. Not just the family that's in the present. Be a Black man or woman that can be represented with honor and integrity, where your ancestors are proud of you and the future family members will be proud of you once you're no longer here. Okay, because what I'm about to show you here tonight, I will give them credit where they make valid points, but we don't have to do this, okay? See, to you white conservatives, Republicans, whatever you want to call yourself, this applies also to the Democrat Buckdancers, but we got to take a look at these RNC Sambozos and Sambits tonight. Let me tell you something. These are not the Black people that you're going to get any type of real viewpoints from as far as what's required for you to get the majority Black vote, because these are buck dancing Sambos. They are outcasts in our community. It's not because they're free thinkers, because they go along with whatever you tell them to. Same thing for the Democrat shields. It's not because they're so much smarter or better or harder working than anybody. They're sellouts. In order for them to fit in with you, they have to pretend as if the history and the condition of our people isn't what it is. Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that. I could never do it, family. There's no amount of money that you could give me to make me do what we're about to see here tonight. I don't care what they put in front of me. That's never going to happen. Okay? If you see somebody that looks like me talking like these idiots, you will know that they have successfully cloned me. Okay? That will be a shark bot. That will not be me. All right? There's no way that they could get to me and get me to do this. This is just pure out. It's nauseatingly embarrassing in my view. And you know what? That's my take, but we're going to see what you all think here tonight. So, family, we're going to go ahead and get started. And just know I'm not going to mince any words. And like I said, I will be fair enough to point out the things that they are accurate on. But as far as this performative Samboism that I'm going to call it, we're going to get straight to brass tacks on it. So without further ado, let's jump right in it.
Please welcome the Lieutenant Governor and current candidate for governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving us my life and health and
Thank you. First and foremost, I'm going to point out that forced white inflection that you speaking with, because Black people don't normally speak like that, because you get your first accent from your mother, and no Black American, foundational Black American freedman woman talks like you hear him talking or me talking right now. That's the first thing I have a problem with, family. What about you? Listen, family, let me tell you something. You hear this thick, rich, barbecue Southern Georgia accent that I'm speaking with? I get this from my mother and my father, okay? Primarily your mother, since she's the first one that teaches you how to speak, okay? There's nothing wrong with speaking proper English. There's nothing wrong with being erudite. There's nothing wrong with being a very well articulated person. But this inflection that they speak with is forced. It's the same thing as when Black women try to speak with that false Valley Girl accent. No Black person speaks like that. The only exception would be is if you were raised by white parents and the woman that taught you how to speak was a white woman, even if you lived in a predominantly white neighborhood, you wouldn't sound like that. I'm going to go here with it tonight. I'm not playing any games. I'm going to dissect this from the A-road to the zero. This sickens me. Let me tell you something. I don't care where I'm going to go. Sure, I may switch up how I use certain words. If I'm going before a certain audience to handle business, I wouldn't be using a bunch of ebonics. I wouldn't be using a bunch of expletives unless it was called for now, because don't bring the Eric Mays out of me. I would channel out our dearly departed and Sister Eric Mays if I had to. But speaking like that so that I can appeal to them. And see, let me tell you the problem I have with that. It's almost like you got to be a watered down Negro to come in amongst them or else they won't accept you. No, there's no way I'm going to do that. I'm going to speak to you as I am, and you don't accept me as I am or you don't. See, it's so much wrong with what you're going to see here tonight, but I just had to go ahead and get that off my chest and see. There's something else I want to point out to you about all of them that are coming up here. Notice that at this particular part of the convention, they paraded them out back to back. They didn't just mix them up in the line out. They was like, oh, this is the special Negro section. We're going to bring all our little Sambos out here in a row. That right there, you should have had a problem with as a black man. I'm like, okay, we're supposed to be a part of your party. Why are you isolating us as if we're the special standouts? You see, these are the black people that when they start Samboing and buck dancing, they can point to them and say, I didn't say it. See, Mark Robinson, Tim Scott, they said it. You see what I'm saying? See, they don't have no type of integrity or dignity whatsoever. And let me point something else out before we get back into this analysis. Every one of these Negroes and Negresses that I'm about to show you, all their lives, I want you to understand when you have to just throw certain people away, all their lives, you can tell that they dreamed from the time that they was children, whether it was a bunch of coons in their family they got it from, of being like them folks. These are the people that hate the skin they're in. And see, particularly, let me get a swig of this water here because I'm not going to mince any words. 1 second. Good old H2O. Make sure you drink your water, ladies and gentlemen. Good old H2O. Now, these Negroes like Mark Robinson and the rest of these Sambos, let me tell you something. One reason that I particularly despise them, these are all of you, no matter where you are, listen to the sound of my voice in this country as a black person, you know somebody that fits the description of what I'm about to say. They are hell on black children. These bastards hate black children, especially young black men, okay? Oh my God, they can't stand them. I'm telling you right now, man, these jokers right here, instead of having words of encouragement for young black boys and girls, when they get around them, man, they treat them like the scum of the earth. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I have particular disdain for them for very many reasons, but we're going to let this continue here tonight because, like I said, I'm not done with these jokers by sight. Let's get back to it.
Strength. Allowing me to be here and allowing us to live in this blessed and prosperous land. I am Mark Robinson. I am the first black lieutenant governor of North Carolina. And come November, I plan on being the first black governor of North Carolina.
You can plan on being whatever you want, but you ain't gonna be no black governor of North Carolina. Wait till November. Them white folks up there gonna show you better than I can tell you, boy, with your fake inflection that you using. Let me tell you something. There's only been 3 elected black governors in this country, okay? See, I've said this many times before, and I'm not the only one that has said it. All of you, listen to the sound of my voice, no matter what profession you in, you better be careful when the white folks have historically kept black people out of certain positions. Then they all of a sudden say, hey, we'll let you be the first black. That's usually a sign that the white folks that got together and said, you know what we're about to do or what's happening now, no white person should be responsible for that. Let's go get the first black. But see, you see this big chunky milk dud head fool right here, him and many others, you can't tell them nothing because all their lives they've been waiting to, oh my God, Master finally noticed me. I'm going to be the first black. Like, you big damn dummy. Oh, I ain't see it right. You big dummy. Dummy, dummy. Dumb and dumber. Dumb dummy. Dummy, little dummy. Plain dummy. I'm just saying. They're too stupid to realize that you being set up. Just like all those idiots that these white folks have used to go after Donald Trump. You got Jasmine Crockett in April proposing the bill to take away Trump's Secret Service. Now all these folks are looking at her. She's going to be in danger, by the way. I'm not going to mince words. Them folks going to come after her for that. Mark my words. Huh? You hear me? All those nutcases and fanatics that love the orange man, you think she's going to be safe? Oh, she's not. And watch, they are not going to protect her like that. I'm calling it what it is. See, I got to make some of these silly Negroes think over here tonight. Tanya Chutkin, the judge that had was involved in the Trump cases, finding the Miami Willis, okay? Letitia James, Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg, okay? He coming after all of you. And I'm not lending you any support because, see, I'm going to say it again with no mincing of my words. None of them people that I just named, they never went that hard in the paint to get anything done for black people. So as far as I'm concerned, I can't see anything. Hey, you above us, all you Boule Sambozos in either party. When they turn on you, do not look for any help from us because I know I'm not going to help you. I don't care who else does it. It's not going to be me. But see, we got a lot more to get to here. I want you to listen to this speech, and he's going to do something else that I'm going to take a particular issue with. I'm going to let him continue, then I'll critique it once he starts.
But I am not one of the political elite. I grew up poor as the ninth of 10 kids in Greensboro with an alcoholic father who beat my mother. I love to tell you that I graduated from high school, found success, never worried about money again, but I can't. I lost 2 jobs, 2 manufacturing jobs because of NAFTA, which, by the way, Joe.
Let me go ahead and pause it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the issue that I have with these Negroes because most of them going to do this over here tonight. Let me tell you something, family. If you're at a convention to speak for rallying behind the candidate, you don't need to get up there and tell your personal family history like that. See, all of them do that crap because let me tell you what they're doing. See, I don't doubt that he went through that. I believe that he did go through that. But see, that's what white people like. They like that hard luck Negro story. Oh, they look. See, think about it. You don't really hear a bunch of white people coming before us telling us about how bad they were treated in their personal family because they know that, okay, even though this happened to me, this makes my family as a whole look bad, all right? Now, I'm not discounting this experience. That's a terrible thing to go through if the brother went through that, and I have no reason to doubt it. But what I'm saying is you getting up here throwing that out to white folks because, see, basically what you're going to be looking at here tonight is the modern-day version of vaudeville, okay? The minstrel show. That's basically what these Sambozos are. You coming up here performing for these white folks, and every one of them that you see, I don't care which one of them it is, watch, they're going to have the same look about them. And it's just like all of them have sacrificed their personal pride and integrity in their manhood. See, as a black man, there's just certain things you can't make me do. It's just not going to happen, man. But see, here's the thing we got to look at, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to make a lot of people mad with this. Whether it's in the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, these shields, these black Sambozos and Sambets, most of them, I would not be surprised if you look back in their family lineage, these are the ones that are related to the people that want to stay on the plantation. I promise you that. That mindset is passed down generationally. You hear me? See, this is why, especially the men, but black women, you too, especially of our lineage, you have to be very mindful about the little ones that are watching you and your family, okay? You need to carry yourself in a way where one day, when they become of age, even if it's something they never talked to you about, they will pull from what they saw big brother do, big sister do, uncle do, okay, auntie do, definitely mother and father, okay, older cousins, all right? Nieces, nephews, whatever the case, you need to carry yourself where they have a frame of reference that say, okay, as a black person, this is the line that I don't cross. See, but you have to have some type of family integrity and pride. If that's never there, okay, then a person won't know that you don't do none of this, what you're about to see. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with you if you want to be a black conservative or a black liberal. What I'm saying is, the minute that you have to pretend like your people's condition does not exist, that's where you know you are no longer a part of us by your own doing. See, if you're going to detach yourself from the valid pain and suffering that's in our past and our present, I don't know you. I've told y'all this. I'm not the person that go around calling everybody a brother or sister. No, you're not. That is a familial term. Okay? If I'm gonna call you my brother or my sister, I better see something in you that shows me we family. This is not my family up here, and it's not just because they're a part of the Republican Party. It's this performative Samboism. This is embarrassing. I'll tell you something, right? Watch this. I'm going to go here with a lot of people. I want some audience participation because I'm going to ask a question for the black men and black women in here listening to me, no matter where you from. I don't care what country you in, all right? Family, how many of you in here grew up watching professional wrestling, okay? How many of you in here are wrestling fans or grew up watching it? Whether you like it or not, I just want to know. Give me some audience participation. Let me know how many of you in here grew up watching wrestling, because I'm finna make a valid point with this. See, over here, the points that I make, I tend to go ahead and go deep into the things that most people just overlook. I'm going to go somewhere with this. It's going to really make you think, okay? Looking in the chat room, okay, I'm seeing a couple of people. Charles Gibson, okay. 225 girl, hot one. Okay, let me see. How many more wrestling fans there? Sound off, y'all. It's audience participation time because I got a valid point to make, okay? All right, I'm seeing some more people. Okay, all right, I'm looking. All right, so I'm seeing quite a few people, right? So I'm finna put something on your mind real quick. I want you to think about this because it's probably going to kick your childhood memories in the guts. Now that we are all grown and we can look back on professional wrestling and see a lot of things that we didn't see as kids. Family, how many of you remember in either brand of wrestling, because I'm saying either because at the time, okay, it was NWA, WCW, whichever you want to call it, and the WWF back then, which is now WWE. That was the two main brands, okay, before TNA and ECW and all that other stuff. And those two main brands, for the longest time, how many of us as black children back then remember when the black wrestlers came out, you already knew what was going to happen, right? The black wrestler was going to lose, or if he come out there, he got to be a flunky, okay? Now, some of these guys were extremely talented, okay? But they were always made to take a back seat to like the more popular white wrestlers. And most of them never had any championships. Case in point, gotta go here. I got to kick some people's child in the gut because I'm making this point for a reason. How many of you remember? I know that a lot of y'all young people not going to know who this is unless you Google these things or look it up on YouTube. But how many of you remember the wrestler Coco Beware, the Birdman, Coco Beware? Oh, boy, he come out there dancing, shaking and jiving with that parrot. Man, I'm going here for a reason. You knew that no matter how entertaining he might have been to some people, he was never going to be taken seriously. He would just come out there to be the flunky, to be beaten by the white guys, okay? And sadly, that's been the case for a lot of great wrestlers back in the day. Only a few up in the modern time made it to hold championships, like the brother Booker T and Mark Henry and a couple of them. But for the longest time, hey, they were the flunkies. They were the class clown. They could never come out and be taken seriously. It's kind of the same thing when you look in Hollywood. But when you see the black people in the movie, you already know who's going to be the first to die. Okay, now they've somewhat let go of that killed all the black people first stuff nowadays, but you get my point, right? So now I said that to say this. Basically, that's what these flunkies are. They don't realize that, because I'm finna really twist that knife in for you Sambozo black conservatives. I'm gonna make it hurt your feelings tonight. You're gonna hate this channel. Basically, you're the equivalent of those goofy jobber wrestlers that were coming in and just lose to the white people, because what you don't understand is, here's the killing part about it, family. None of you are ever going to lead that party. You're not going to lead it. You can't name a black man over there that's in a leadership position that they respect and take seriously and actually do what he, or even, you damn sure ain't gonna see no black woman in charge over there. Oh, no. Now, the Democrats will play around with you a little bit, get people that's specifically not a foundational black American freedman lineage. But for the most part, this is what I do respect about the Republican Party, the GOP. They let you know straight up. They're like, look here, you can come over here and be a mascot, but your place is the back seat. They're going to let you know exactly where you stand. Now, I like that because it's honest. A lot of black folks are scared of that. I'm not. So, see, here's the thing that I will have to ask these guys, man, but I know it will fall on deaf ears to them because they don't have the capacity to register what I'm about to say, because you will have to have some type of self-respect and dignity. I would ask you, black man, black woman, what are you doing always towing the line for a party where you're not going to ever move up in no type of leadership position? You just not. because everything over there must be white, so it'll be all right. You think I'm wrong? Let me tell you something. A lot of you might didn't watch this here Republican National Convention, but I watched enough of it to get the gist of it. Trump, in case you don't know, he picked this vice president running mate. It's a man named J.D. Vance. He's a senator, okay? Now, his wife, she's not white. She's Indian. Now, she might think she's white, but she's not. She can't even pass for white. They're giving him hell right now because, goddamn it, you need to understand the way white people think about this office right now. They want Kamala Harris out of there. There's never supposed to be anything that tan or colored that close to the presidential office. Don't care if she has a white man for her husband. None of that shit matters. We need to go back to all white and make it be all right. So what they want is 2 white men in office. And they would rather the other white man not have that little darkie over there. Whatever you want to call her, she's just not a white woman. And speaking of white women, one reason why Kamala's not going to get no majority support if they decide to run her and old bumbling Jim Crow Joe happens to get on out the way. White women hate the hell like Kamala Harris. Why? Because her little old tan ass made it to the vice president office before they did. Don't you know how much work white women have put into the system of white supremacy? They're the mothers of white supremacy. They raised them. You understand? That's a stab in the back. They are not going to forgive white men for that extreme travesty. So this is a point that I'm pointing out. Now, I want you to pay attention, little darkies in the chat. Listen. Come closer. Listen. I'll tell you a secret. Be careful of all these Beckys that come running up in your faces because they're going to do that to stick it to white men. So you need to understand that the most vindictive creature on God's green earth is a white woman, an alabastress, if you will, okay? They're treacherous. They will come run up in your face to get back at their own men. It's not because they care about you or anything you got going on. Now, black women, they're going to stay out your faces because you're their mortal, natural enemy, okay? It's like a cat-dog relationship between you two. But you little bucks of Beddington, Becky's going to come over there and see what she can get out of you to use you. Now, that might be dangerous, so your little black ass better pay attention to that. You hear me? I just had to tell you like it is, okay? I see, I tell the truth that most people are afraid to say over here, all right? But anyway, I think y'all got my point on what I had to say here. We're going to let this little old milk dud in a suit here, Mark Robinson, continue to embarrass himself because, see, I'm not going to say he's embarrassing the black community. You're not a part of us. When you come up here and do all this kind of stuff that you're doing and you don't mention, see, I would almost respect it if they mention things about what black America is going through, what we need, huh? But see, they know they can't do that because the instant that they look like they got some compassion for their people, all them folks in their audience, get your little nigger ass off this stage. I promise you, okay? Let's let it continue.
Biden voted for. Politicians in D.C. made bad decisions. People like me suffered. I lost my car and my house. I was desperate. But you know, my story isn't unique. A couple of months ago in my travels, I stopped at a gas station. As I was leaving, a man walked out with a beard and he looked very stressed. He got in his car and I could see him holding an envelope. My heart dropped because years ago I held one just like it. It was bankruptcy papers. I could see the fear on his face. And it took me back to lying awake at night with that gnawing worrying, debating which bills weren't going to get paid. Unfortunately, many families today are having that same experience. Under Joe Biden, grocery prices have skyrocketed and gas has nearly doubled. In North Carolina, factories just like the one I worked at are closing, leaving families feeling hopeless. But there is hope, and I'm proof. My wife and I never gave up.
Let me go ahead and stop him right here because, see, you know what the difference is between him. See, this is the part right here because, see, I'm just the guy to go ahead and pick this BS apart. I'm not saying what he went through didn't happen. I believe he went through that. I honestly believe it. Let me tell you what he doesn't understand the difference is. The reason that you suffered, Mark Robinson, is because of the vast racial wealth gap that was created in this country off the backs of foundational black American freedmen, men and women, okay, our ancestors. Now, the difference between you and any white person that's in your exact situation, the average white person is no less than 5 people removed from somebody that could financially support them to help them get back on their feet with at least $60,000 to $100,000. You don't have that for the specific reason that I just mentioned. There's no correlation between you and a poor white person because their skin is their currency. Do you hear me? See, where he was out of work and had his pink slip, as he said, a white person would laugh at a pink slip. They don't care about getting fired. You know why? Because they know somebody that can give them a job if they need one in their community because they control most of the industry. Most of the captains of industry in this country are white men, okay? Let's just call it what it is. Damn sure not black men, all right? And Mark Robinson, those same white guys that would be in your situation, they wouldn't do a damn thing to help you out. They would tell you, what's the old phrase, family? Say it with me, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Huh? So there's never any correlation between a poor black person and a poor white person in this country. All right? They don't even have to have the certification and qualification to get certain jobs. They'll let their little brain dead nieces and nephews come in there just because they want to give them a leg up in society, and they'll fill in the blanks about credentials later on down the line and put them over you as a supervisor. Everybody in this chat room probably done experienced that at some point, unfortunately. So I ain't going to play the game with him like that because he's sitting up here saying this in front of the white folks because that's what they want to hear. But the reality of it is something totally different. Let's let this jackass continue.
We kept our faith. We worked hard and made it through those tough times. Now I stand before you on the verge of becoming the first black governor of North Carolina.
You know what I want to see when he does not become the first governor of North Carolina? I want to see what he's going to say then. Because see, this is the sad part about these flunkies, man. The racism is right there in their face in the Republican Party. Okay, the Democrats try to hide it, but it's over there too, okay? The sad thing in the Republican Party with these flunkies, man, is right there. You know they don't want your black ass in no leadership position over them at all. I don't care how much they clap for you like a train seal because you up here towing the line and reading the script. They don't fuck with you like that. They don't. They really don't. So now if you just going in there to hustle them and get what you can get, okay, do your thing. But you to actually believe that you got a shot and them endorsing it back. See, watch this. I tell you one damn thing, family. I'm going to put this in the chat room. Because, see, some of y'all might say, GBS, you just talking. You just saying that. You being a victim, XYZ. I'll tell you what, don't believe nothing. I say, I got a resource for you. I'm going to put this in the chat room 3 times. You see this website I'm putting in the chat room? I want you to go to fec.gov. And I want you to type in Mark Robinson's name, okay? Yeah. Go and see how much money they putting behind him. And you go and see if it's anywhere near the type of money they put behind their white candidates. Oh, I'm going here, you black conservatives. Because, see, none of you can ever give an explanation why, if it's all about being Republicans and conservatives, well, why in the hell you don't get the same type of funding that the white candidates get? None of you do. Go ahead and tell that lie. Please do. Because one thing about it, man, you can say what you want, but that math does not lie. I have never seen them fund any black candidate the same way they do the white ones. Never. And I want one of them to come up here and prove me wrong on that because, see, boy, I hit you with the facts. But don't believe me. In y'all spare time, bookmark that website and you go type in his name and any of these other sambos and see what type of money they not getting from their party. Let's let it continue.
As governor, I will not forget where I came from or the struggles of the people I meet. And you know, there's someone else who will fight just as hard for you. President Donald J. Trump. The brave heart of our time, President Trump, had our economy roaring. Gas was up below $2. Unemployment was at a historic low. People could afford homes. And we had a president who protected manufacturing jobs. Under President Trump, the American dream was alive and well. Under President Trump, there was hope. And we need that now more than ever. So this November, let's select the braveheart of our time, Donald J. Trump, to get our economy back on track, restore the American dream, and make America great again. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Family, let me tell you something. I'll give him credit because we all saw what the economy was like when Trump was in office. So what he said there was true. But like my good brother Black Voltron Reloaded pointed out about the Republican Party, if they were serious about this colorblind stuff, as the brother said in the chat room, they would have elevated Alan Keyes into national politics 25 to 30 years ago. And I absolutely agree with that statement. Because see, family, we must use what I'm showing you here tonight to make sure that little black children understand that this is what you don't do in order to fit in somewhere with people, okay? Especially the people that have practiced anti-black racism towards you, okay? See, I'll tell you what I would respect, because you're not going to hear it in anything I show you here tonight, I guarantee you. I would respect one of them to come out there on that stage and say, hey, you know what? If we're really serious about taking the Republican Party into a new direction, we got to look at some facts, okay? Because the numbers and the history is out there. This is the black conservative I would respect. You go before them at that convention and say, listen, we all supporting Donald Trump, okay? We agree on that. But let's look at what needs to be done for our community. We need an anti-black hate crime bill according to these stats. Go ahead and put the presentation up there. Show them white folks the numbers, okay? And then advocate for that. And then say, hey, in order to heal the soul of the nation, we should go ahead and pay reparations and put this country's greatest sin behind us. But see, none of them will ever have the balls or the tits to do that. I don't think I'll ever live to see that. That's the black conservative I would respect. You understand? That's the one that would get my complete support as far as standing for the community. Because like I said, if you're going to go over there, represent your people. See, let me tell you something, man. There's not a place on this planet that I'm ever going to go that I don't represent my people, my lineage, and my community. And I'm going to do it with dignity, pride, and integrity, too, when I do it. Okay? It's just not going to happen that I get up there and I got to be a watered-down Negro for you so that I don't offend you, or so that I can try to get brownie points from you. Your brownie points don't mean a damn thing to me over the blood of my people at all. Okay? So that's why I don't respect them. But see, we got some more to analyze here. Oh, we not done by sight. I want y'all to look what's finna come up here on this stage next. Now, by the way, I'm going to say something that's going to surprise you, and I'm leaving this in here for a reason, okay? Because I know y'all like, oh my God, Chief, why are you torturing us? I'm going to say something that might surprise you. I actually do like some of that music, okay? Some of that music is from my childhood, the Allman Brothers Band, okay? I got to run the Cape Road high. Oh yeah, I like some of that music. Yeah, there's some white artists that I like, you know what I'm saying? I know you're like, oh my God, GBS. No, listen, I have a very diverse musical ear. But I'm letting this play for a reason. You're going to see why, because I'm going to get to it in a second. But I just wanted to point something out to you. Take a look at this crowd, all right? Now, of course, it looks the way it's supposed to look. Mostly white folks, all right? Nothing wrong with that. I tell you what, I do have a problem with, though. This is just me personally. I'm not telling you all how to feel. I really don't trust any black person that's so comfortable in a room full of them folks like that. I just, look, I'm not saying you got to go in there and start giving Malcolm X speeches and throwing black power fists. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that knowing the natural history in this country of us and them folks, when they in large numbers and we only a few, and no. Not me. I'm not comfortable being around that many of them like that unless I've taken proper security precautions because I know how they are. But see, these minstrels that we're going to be examining up here, that's the furthest thing from their mind. That's the furthest thing from their mind. Because see, let me tell you what's in this crowd here. You got some of the moderate ones that are like, okay, as long as this dark is towing the line, we ain't going to hurt him. But then you got the old school Southern fried crimson necks out there that like, I don't give a damn what that boy saying. He ain't really supposed to be here. Why you think we got a problem with J.D. Vance's wife? And see, that's funny because they had to address that too, because boy, they've been going in on her on social media. Oh, yes, they have. Boy, and just imagine what they saying offline in person. J.D. Vance, though, I will give him credit this because he's a little anti-black racist too, but he said some things that are quite interesting. Brother Marcel had pointed this out also. J.D. Vance was talking about, if you're going to do for everybody, you got to do for the white poor and you got to do for the black working poor. Now, he did make those comments and he's known for being critical of Donald Trump, which goes to show you that they put personal feelings aside when it was time to get on code and handle business. That's something we could learn from because J.D. Vance, for those of you that don't know, he was a part of that Never Trumper movement, So, hey, there's lessons to be learned with that. All right. He said all kind of stuff about Donald Trump, and he took some of the Republicans to task too. Because see, you got to understand what J.D. Vance is before we get back to this. J.D. Vance is the white guy that recognizes, hey, listen, I'm a white man, and if I want to go get me some other cooch besides the white woman's cooch, I can do it. And ain't nothing you can do to stop me. Okay. He's one of them renegades that be like, look, you ain't gonna tell me what to do. Okay. I'm gonna do what I want to do. All right. Now, I'm going to say the hurtful part that a lot of the bed wenches and white adjacent wenches want to be. Let me tell y'all something. And for you bucks of Beddington that go and get you a Becky, you marry them, but I promise you, boy, I guarantee you better not decide to get bold and start snooping through their phone and social media because they're going to keep them some pink worm on the side or some pink alabaster lips on the side, okay? They're going to cheat on you with their community. I'm just telling you now. I know. I've seen some things over the years. And I'm like, oh, you poor dumbass, you. Whether it be black woman or black man that go hopping over there. Yeah, because see, I got to say this, right? Because I know it's a bit off script, but I got to put it all out there since I'm talking about it. You need to understand that you are the temporary thrill, okay? You the thrill. Once the thrill is gone, just like bubble gum that has lost its flavor, how many of you here keep chewing gum after it's lost its flavor? Any of you do that? Oh, seven scales. I got you laughing, but I got to tell the truth. Is there any man or woman in here that chews bubble gum after the flavor is all gone? What happens? Because most people, now some of you might be some little abnormal people in here chewing flavorless gum, but most people would take that flavorless gum out and put what in? A fresh piece. That's really what most of their marriages are. You're going to get cheated on by somebody in their community sooner or later. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm being heartless here tonight, but I'm doing it for a reason. We got to tell this truth. Let's get back to it. Listen to this music. Ain't going to be much. I got to pause this and get this in because I have a brilliant chat room. Oh man, 225 girl had to show out with it. She said, "Look at Travis Kelce, because it's pronounced Kelce instead of Kelsey. Travis Kelce's ex-black girlfriend. Look who he left her for." Exactly, 225 girl. Because see, just like this song, she's down on the corner, out in the street. That's right. This is her song right here, okay? But listen, I know y'all like, gee, Vince, do we have to listen to this song? It's not going to be much more. I'm playing it for a reason because I'm going to come back and make a point on it later. There's a method to the madness, trust me.
Please welcome Congressman Wesley Hunt of Texas.
Now, I let that little, ensemble of good old white songs, and some of them I like them songs. I don't fault y'all if you like them either. I let them songs play for a reason because, see, the one thing that you did not see or hear during what I let you hear their play, did you hear any racially inclusive songs? Now, I know some people are like, what music is music, GBS? What does it matter? No. I'm going somewhere with this because I told you there's always a method to my madness. You would think since, okay, they're trying to, or they claim, take the party in another direction, you could have played some type of other culturally relevant music to the other people in your party. But see, that lets you know that just as Hollywood has been for most of the years, because when you look at most of the movies that especially have the A-list of white actors in there, notice that the background, all the main players are white folks. They try to have as few black people in the spotlight as possible. See, that's the world that they really envision themselves living in. Now, where am I going with this? In their mind, hey, they're always living in an ethno state. So everything is going to be about them. So now I'm going back to the point that all these Sambozos we finna critique over here, you coming out and you just comfortable. There's no representation of your people whatsoever. Think about that for a minute, right? Because see, it seems like it's a small thing, but it's actually a big point here. Now, this buck dancing buffoon that's about to come out here on this stage, oh boy, you just wait. Because see, one of the things that I noticed, and you all tell me if you agree with this or not as we roll on here tonight, each buck dancer that come out seemed like they were trying to say, oh, I got to do a little bit more tap dancing than the last one that came out there. You outshined me a little bit, boy. I'm going to get the biggest butter biscuit crumb of all. Not even the whole biscuit, a crumb. That's what they seemed like they were doing here. And pay attention to the look. I want you to pay attention from head to toe, their attire, the way they walk, everything, okay? To see, all of this matters when they come across you, because you can really tell they don't really come around people out our community because they know we don't accept them like that for their sellout behavior, the men or the women. But I want you to listen to what this flunk is about to say here. Let's let it continue.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Texas. Love you. Love you, Texas. A president's greatest responsibility is to protect the American people. And both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have failed. I'm a military guy. I flew Apaches in Iraq. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm a military guy too, but I'm not selling my people out. See, I would have respected him if he would have led into that, because boy, they love, boy. See, that's one thing. Look, let me tell y'all something, right? This is no secret. Most black men or women that's been in the United States military, any branch of it, cool, you want to make a quick bag? Go ahead and get in front of them folks and start buck dancing and leading with that, because they love, boy, when a Negro is good and obedient and you show that you served in the branch of the service, okay? Because some of us, okay, before we retired, okay, we were discharged with honors and distinctions. On top of that, I knew I was. I don't know about him, but he's going to tell us about it. I would respect him if he led with that and said, my ancestors fought in every war this country has ever had, which is why we are due reparations for a number of things. But see, none of them are going to have the courage to say that. I would definitely say it if it was me. But see, like I said, I grew up in a different type of family, and I'm a different type of man, all right? I want you to listen to where he's going with this, because, see, I've told y'all many times, my stance on the military, here's something that I agree with. Just like we should be tax exempt, like a lot of Native Americans and them folks, okay, the small hat people. In addition to that, and if you're going to include this in a reparations package, military service should be optional for all foundational Black American freemen. It should be optional. You should not be subject to no draft. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to make the white folks mad with them. Yeah, I see it, what I said, and I'm standing on it, okay? It should be optional for us. Yes, it should, all right? On top of that, when it comes to reparations, we need to make sure that on top of the tax exempt status, especially on any type of reparations we get, that should be completely tax exempt. We need to have it where, okay, since you say you love the veterans so much and the Black veterans, everybody that's related to a Black veteran that didn't get their just due, you need to add that on to that bill of that reparation. Yeah, I'm going there. You damn right I am. But see, this little old milk dud head flunky here, he ain't gonna say none of what I just said. Back to business, I'm gonna let you hear what he's about to say. Let's let it continue.
Thank you. I understand that when you're given a mission, you show up, you identify the problem, and you execute. Biden and Harris haven't shown up. They don't seem to understand that they are the problem, and they've shown no empathy or remorse as the American people suffer from their failed leadership. They have imposed what Ronald Reagan called the cruelest tax on the poor, inflation. Today, 65% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck because the dollar is worth less and less every day. Grocery prices have soared. Average Americans are spending $4,300 more on energy bills. But on November the 5th, we, the people, can fix this Democrat disaster.
So look at this frame that I froze his face on. I didn't mean to do that, boy. Don't he look like a little bald head buck dancing gremlin? Yes, boss. Yes, boss. That's what he looked like on this screen here. See, I would almost respect this bastard if he would have said all Americans are suffering, but you can tell by looking at the demographics in the country who's suffering the most, which would be Black America. Why don't you say anything to represent your people, you buck dancing conservatives? You a bunch of cowards. You have no empathy for our people at all. Because yes, everybody's suffering as far as the inflation is concerned, some more than others, okay? But you know who that's gonna hit the most, the people that are at the bottom of the socioeconomic status in this country. Now, because he's made it, or he thinks he has, he can't relate to that until them folks turn on him. Because see, let me say something to both Democrat and liberal shield, okay? Democrat and Republican shield, rather, okay? Let me say something to both of you. You're going to see it, I'm going to predict as soon as before next year is out. White America is about to take a turn that you're not going to be ready for. Now, what's that turn? Mark my words, you hearing it here on this broadcast first. Both Democrat and Republican Black shields, they're going to be useless. Look, let me tell you something. Do you think that when we talk about these people's birth rates, you think that that's something that they just look at as a passing fancy? No, they see themselves as going extinct. They're going to circle their wagons with all the resources. There's not going to be a place for you anymore. I'm telling you, they're going to drop you like a bad habit and don't come running back to the black community. I'm telling you now, because I'm closing the gate on your asses. I am. I know, see, what I just said, it seems like, oh, that ain't going to never happen. It's going to be years down the line. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, it's not. See, I study the way white America reacts to the things that are bellwether moments in their society, okay? I study them. And I take note of the things they say online and offline, okay? Sometimes I have conversations with the ones that's willing to have conversations, all right? Then I take that and I juxtapose it with what they're known to do in their history, because the best indicator of the present and the future is past behavior, all right? And I'm telling you now, in history around the world, when these people feel like they are in dire straits and threatened, they say, fuck everybody, it's all about us. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I respect that to a degree, because when your particular group is facing some type of threat or hardship, you're supposed to focus on only your group. So I don't have a problem with that. The only thing I say to our community is we better start doing that. And we better start making sure that we protect ourselves if they call themselves trying to target and harm us, all right? See, this little idiot right here with this goofy look on his face, I want you to remember this. You might want to screenshot this, family, because mark my words, you're going to see a turn left and right. It's going to start on these networks. They're going to be getting rid of conservatives and liberals that are black on these networks. They're going to be dropping them like flies. They're going to be out of there. I'm telling you. You're going to see them go into overdrive, cooning and buffooning mode, and see Roland Martin. You think he finna help any of his fellow Sambos that he competing with? Oh, no. See, that's the thing about them, whether they liberal or conservative shields, they don't help each other because it's every man or woman for themselves. There's no code amongst them. There's no honor among thieves, you understand? So mark my words on that. I'm making that prediction, but I'm going to let this jackass here continue with what he's saying.
We can fix this disaster when we re-elect Donald John Trump as president and send him right back to where he belongs, the White House. Under President Trump, American families had more money in their pockets and bank accounts. American families could invest, save, and buy a home.
That's very true. We did see that under Donald Trump.
Under President Trump, we had the greatest economy in our lifetime. And in less than 4 years, under Joe Biden, everything changed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why we must win in November to take our country back.
You practice that all day and night. I bet you, take our country back. There's a problem, boy. They don't see it as our country. They see it as their country. And see, some of these people, let's be clear, because I've said this many times, just because you're a book dancer, buffoon, and a Sambo and sellout, that doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. These people are intelligent. They see what they're thinking is, that boule-minded crowd, whether they're conservative or liberal, they're thinking that, okay, if I play the role of the good little Negro, I'm going to be the special one that you spare. You know, your good back buddy that was doing all the tap dancing for you. Ain't that right, Master? No. Nope. No. You going to get the coldest root. Remember that scene from that movie with Halle Berry? Y'all know the scene I'm talking about. I Negra. Yeah, your I Negra moment is coming. Oh, all of you. I'm talking about Democrat and conservative alike. It's coming. You going to see. Oh, you going to see. Because see, one thing about it, no matter what I say on this this microphone, white America will show you better than I can tell you any day of the week. Let's let it continue.
We owe it to future generations to embrace this pivotal moment. I owe it to my two daughters, Victoria and Olivia. I owe it to my 1-year-old little boy, Willie, and I owe it to all American children and their future.
I wonder how your little boy Willie is going to look at you when he sees his dad talking in that fake-ass accent, because that's not how you talk at home, boy. I guarantee you. Oh, that's embarrassing, man. Can you see? That's another thing too. Let me talk. Let me say something on this. I don't have any kids, but man, if you have a child, especially a son, and you're a black man, man, you're supposed to carry yourself where your son is going to be proud to look at his father. You think his child is going to be proud of him later? Look at Herschel Walker's son. We see how he turned out. Oh, man, is he proud of his father? No, he's not. Oh, you can't tell that little sassy queen nothing. And see, the good brother Black Voltron pointed out the movie Queen. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. And I agree with you, brother Black Voltron, that the American apartheid-style government is about to kick in. I'm going to say it as soon as next year. They're going to find out. Oh, and see, these tethers are nervous for a reason because the orange man is going to be kicking them out of here left and right. Oh, boy, they're going to feel it. Because, see, you know he's going to start with them first. Going to start with them first. Just like Jim Crow Joe did when all them Haitians packed up at that Texas border. They're like, yeah, you the wrong kind to let in here. We don't want you in here. Let's get you on this plane and out of here in 48 hours. I've never seen anything like that in history. So that shows you that if they wanted to, they could do that with all them immigrants. Like, we get you out of here in 48 hours. But see, you can't tell these idiotic tellers nothing. They don't understand that right now, white America, at least half of them want to try to get their numbers up by bringing in these white adjacents and folding them into white status, okay? They don't get that. Some of them that they don't understand, your skin a little too dark to pull that off. You don't fit the plan, all right? But see, they think when we say stuff like that, we don't know what we're talking about. You know, the people that just been here for over 400 plus years, like we don't know nothing about these folks that we've been up under in close proximity to. Yeah, they think we don't know what we're talking about. Just wait, though. And see, for the white adjacents, let me tell you what's going to happen to them. Woo! You're going to see, because basically you're seeing it now. And it's always been this way for quite some time, but it's just going to ramp up, especially with that assassination attempt that was on Donald Trump. They're already engaged in the civil war of ideologies. And you got that old school hardcore class, the main core of the GOP right now, that they're like, listen, man, we want all white children, not half anything, not, okay, you can kind of look at this way in the light. No, that's not what they want, okay? And look, I understand. Everybody should want their children to look like them. I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't care what race you are. I agree with that, okay? That's how I think. I want my kids to look like me. I don't want to be like Alfonso Ribeiro where you walking through an airport with your family and they think you the help in the family. But yeah, I said it. You damn right I did. I said it. Can you imagine that? Y'all seen a picture of that man and his family? Jesus Christ. It's just not for me. It's not for me, okay? I want people to be able to look at my son or daughter and say, yep, that's your kid. You couldn't tell them was his kids by looking at them. See, that don't mean nothing to some people, though, because they hate what they look like. Oh, boy, that's a broadcast for another day. Let me tell you something, though, family. The white adjacents, the lesson that they're going to learn is they're going to become obsolete as well, because from what I'm looking at, the who's probably going to win that civil war of ideologies, it's going to be the old school ones, because you know why I'm saying that? They're willing to go above and beyond the ones that sit there and try to pretend. You know, basically the white liberals that try to pretend. The extremists over there on the right, they're like, oh, we'll show you better than we can tell you. We're not playing about this ethno-state business. All right? So that's just my prediction. We'll see what happens, though. Time is the great reveal of all things. Let's let it continue.
I'm the great-great-grandson of a slave. I'm the son of a retired lieutenant colonel. I'm the product of West Point along with my other two siblings. And I risked my life in combat to preserve our nation. Now,
congratulations, because if you made it through West Point, yeah, you the cream of the crop, but you also must be emptied out and hollowed out if you're not rooted into like a solid black family structure. Because, hey, listen, man, when you go through any type of upper echelon training like that, it's most of them folks, okay? So now he's talking about he put his life on the line for his country. Well, I did too. Oh, yes, I bled for this country. You damn right. But I'm not going to sell my people out first. And again, I've said it before, and white folks don't like it. Don't care what they don't like. You don't see me advocating for any young black men and women to go into the service. I don't. The ones that's in there, I'm like, hey, do this. Do what you got to do and get on out of there and get the skills that you need and go into something else and start a business for yourself. Don't try to stay in there long term, because the way things are going on the current geopolitical stage, you're going to be caught up fighting wars in places far away from home for things that you never thought you would be involved in. That's why I don't encourage young black men and women to go to war. And see, I'm not trying to disrespect none of you that are young black men and women listening to me, because I respect all of you if you enlisted. I do. But for those of you that are thinking about it or you hadn't, we just got to be honest about this generation. Most of you are not ready for what combat actually is. I've seen that up close and personal. Most of you are not ready for that. And yes, you're going to be trained, but it's different. All the training in the world is not going to prepare you for what it's like to be in a live fire zone. That is a totally different ball game. Everybody is not cut out for that, okay? I just don't want you shedding blood, no more blood of your precious blood, for this country that refuses to treat us with the dignity and the integrity that we deserve, that won't even do right by us. Go ahead and pay these reparations and give us an anti-black hate crime bill. I cannot in good conscience advocate that you go and spill any more blood for this thankless nation, okay? I just got to say it like it is. See, I'm connected to my people. I'm not going to get in front of no crowd sitting here like this little milk dud head bastard and just throwing out there that I was in the service to get respect from them. Nah. Respect is earned. You want my respect? Then treat my people with the dignity that we have earned in this country. Let's let it continue.
There's another man who is putting it all.
Oh, I got the time out. I just saw my good brother Kid Gravity Beyond here. This might be the joke of the night in this broadcast. Kid Gravity Beyond, and it's true too, because the funniest jokes are true. Kid Gravity Beyond, my good brother, and subscribe to this channel, by the way. He said his name is Great Value Bobby Lashley. Damn it, he do look like a slimmer version of Bobby Lashley. That shit is hilarious. Hey, y'all, let me tell you something. I got to brag on my brother real quick. This man is a political terrorist. He tells the truth. This man is funny as hell. And come on, y'all. Who don't see that now? I'm never not going to see this Joker as a Great Value Bobby Lashley now. That's exactly what he looked like. That shit is funny. I ain't lying. It's funny. Look at him, dog. I'll tell you what. For those that don't know who Bobby Lashley is, Bobby Lashley was a WWE wrestler. Go pull up a picture of Bobby Lashley and put it side by side by him and tell me if they don't look alike. Damn, Kid Gravity. Hey, bro, you got the joke of the night with that, man. And let's still Kevin Trees is going to come in because I seen him in here earlier. That's funny, man. Let's let it continue.
On the line to save our nation. His name is President Donald Trump. And with your help in November, and with his unbending resolve, together we will make America great again. God bless you, Milwaukee. May God continue to bless these United States of America. Thank you.
You ain't gonna get no title shot. Great Value, Bobby.
Please welcome U.S. Army veteran, Representative John James from Michigan's 10th Congressional District.
Now, family, I want to take this time before John James here goes to speak. Are you noticing the pattern that I pointed out earlier, how all of them have the same look, how all of them have the same lifeless, soulless look in their eyes? All of them have the same mannerism, come out there with all 32 of them damn coon teeth showing. Have you noticed that pattern yet, family? Because pattern recognition is very important. Have you noticed it? Look at them. They all come out there, and yeah, most of them probably do have white wives. I'm not sure about all of them, but you already know. Because see, look, the reason why I know that most of them probably do have white wives is when they come out there smiling like that in front of white folks and they that comfortable. See, let me go ahead and really get nasty with this. See, I got to tell the truth about you Sam Bozos. When you see Negroes come out looking like this, y'all want to know why they look that way? Can I tell the truth, family? Can I just go ahead and be my authentic, genuine self and tell the truth that the world needs to hear? White folks, if you listen, you need to listen. Can I tell them, can I go ahead and say what need to be said, family? Or should I throttle back and just kind of take it easy? What y'all think? Because I got some truth I want to tell if y'all will permit me to do it, okay? I value my audience's opinion, all right? Can I tell the truth? Can I say it? Y'all got to let me know in the chat because see, there's something I'm dying to tell you. There's a reason why they do what they do, family, and why they look the way they look. Can I say it? Dad Miller TV said, "Tell it, Ray." Okay, all right. Well, let me go ahead and tell it. The reason why they come out there with them teeth all over the place like that and sounding like this, putting on them fake inflections in their voices, trying to sound like what, man? Let me tell you why they sound that way. This is how you know most of them probably got white wives, because this is what happens when you eat copious amounts of unseasoned food. It steals the soul out of black men. Damn it. You eating a bunch of unseasoned food, this is what it does to you. It's coon fuel. That's what it is. It's coon fuel. All this unseasoned chicken, raisins, and potato salad. God almighty, that's a blasphemy. You should be struck by lightning if you put some damn raisins in potato salad. This is what's going on. Got your dog at the dinner table, all in your bed. You know what I'm saying? Probably, look, I wouldn't be surprised if these Negroes have devolved to the point of kissing dogs in the mouth. This is what happens, okay? I just had to get it off my chest. This is why they're coming out here like little robo-coons, okay? Every one of them, okay? So you know, I appreciate you for letting me get that truth off my chest. Let's let this little Sam Bozo speak.
Good evening, Wisconsin. Warmest regards from Detroit, home of the NFC North champion, Detroit Lions. Well, in seriousness, didn't Wesley do a great job? One of my West Point classmates, class of 2004, and there's another Midwestern boy who did a great job, our vice presidential nominee, J.D. Vance.
Better be careful calling them white men, boy. Now you're getting a little too free at the mouth there, boy. But listen, family, I'm going to tell you something else that I noticed about these clowns up here when they came on stage. Most of them come up here in the same type of suit. As black men, we have some style to us, man. You can be formally appropriate going to an event like this and have some flair about your attire and still be, within the rules and the wardrobe rules or what have you. They come up here in the same bland clothes where that's how you know their soul is long gone. These are not our family. They look like us, but they are not us, okay? Not like us at all. God, boy, and think about it. I guarantee you he's never smiled like that at any black person in the community. All this boy's teeth is showing. Look at him, man. Oh, boy, it's just embarrassing. Let's let it continue.
Another Midwestern boy. He's going to need some help when he comes up to Michigan. I'll do everything I can, but he might be the first Buckeye to win in Michigan since last time Trump was in office. But those are two great American dream stories from the Hunt family and from the Vance family, but I have another American dream story to tell you about. It's about a little boy from Starkville, Mississippi, who lived directly across the street from Mississippi State University.
See how they all have that little goofy anecdotal story that they know the white folks love to eat up. And see, this is how you know they're not us, because they love to refer to themselves as little boys, going back to the time they were little boys, because see, white folks eat that kind of crap up. See, let me say this bluntly to white America. These are not black men. These are your little pets, because black men, when we walk into a room, we are dignified with our heads held high, and we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat things to make you feel comfortable. Doesn't mean we have to be belligerent. Doesn't mean we have to be vulgar. Doesn't mean we have to curse nobody out. But we're going to tell you the truth. The uncomfortable truth that a lot of you don't want to face. See, let me say this to white America as well. You really haven't seen what America is capable of being. You know why? Because you have a system of white supremacy in place. If you got that out the way, this country would be literally the greatest country on earth. It would be. But we can't get there because you want to keep this little system going. A bunch of unearned privileges and benefits, okay? And you want to keep yourself segregated to your little enclave, and that you see what that incest is doing to you. That's enough. See, that's really the conversation nobody's having about why your number's so low. You can't be a good old cousin lover for decades on end and think that ain't gonna have no genetic effect. Don't you know science, boy? Oh, don't you? Don't you, Brad and Bacon, don't you understand the incest is bad for your genetic bloodline? Your chromosomes gonna be all screwed up. They gonna be playing zigzag all over the damn place. That's right. That cousin loving ain't good for you. That's one reason why your genetics is screwed up. Yeah, it was all fun and games when y'all was ducked off in corners in your little enclaves, you know, screwing your sisters and your cousins and all of that. But see, what happens to your bloodline? It puts you where you are now. Okay? That's not Black America's fault. That's your people. But this little milk-head bastard right here, he's got to give us his anecdotal story, sitting up here going back to his childhood when he was a boy. Because, see, I'm going to say something else that's going to hurt him tonight. That's really what they see every black man on that stage as, a damn boy. Why? Because they ain't going to never be in no leadership position in that party and be respected by them people. Let's let it continue.
But he couldn't go there because he was black. Despite growing up in the Jim Crow South, he refused to let vulnerability become victimhood. He paid his way through college, served honorably in Vietnam, and started a trucking company with one truck, one trailer, and no excuses, hauling beer back and forth between Detroit and Milwaukee.
And see, you know what you should have used that opportunity to do since you were talking about your father, because that's what he's talking about. Why don't you have the balls to say, okay, that was my dad's story, but how about we invest in capital in black businesses so people like my father don't have to struggle so hard? See, there's ways that you can get up there and be a black conservative and still speak with some type of integrity towards your people. Now, family, I got a question. What I just said, does it sound like it's anything wrong with what I just said? If they're going to use these little anecdotal stories instead of just using them to make white people comfortable, how about you use them to try to get some benefit for your community? So is there anything wrong with the way I just said that? Somebody tell me. Feel free to say what you want to say in the chat room. Let me know. Does anybody have a problem with what I just said there as far as that recommendation? I'm looking in the chat room. I want to see. Because, see, I'm saying the problem isn't that you identify as a Republican or a black conservative. The problem is you sit here and ignore the plight of your people, even when you have these stories, if they're true, even when you have these stories of personal hardship in your family because of the way America is settled towards our people. Let's let it continue.
I grew up in awe of that story because it's my dad's story. It's part of my story. He and my mother raised me, never telling me that this is a racist country.
And if you had parents that did that, they placed your little stupid black ass in the most danger you've ever been in because you survived. But see, the reality is America is a racist country. If it wasn't, I'm going to go ahead and give you the shut down corner talking point that can clearly not be disputed. If America wasn't a racist country, they would never have any form with the category of race on it in this country. Oh, I'm going there. Yes, I am. There's only one form that they would have where race would be a factor, and that would be the United States Census. There would be no indicator of race on anything as far as a job. Because see, think about it. If it's not a racist country, why does it matter? You meet your employee when they show up. You're supposed to be worrying about the skill set. What do you need to know the race of the person for? Oh, see, they don't like talking to me. They told me America wasn't a racist country. How? When everything in here operates off of race. Huh? Man, this stuff is light work for me, man. Let's let it continue.
Never. Never. Even though we have marked blemishes in our past, even though we have much farther to go, even though they endured racism, it did not define the nation they loved.
Wait a minute. See, this is right. See, this is insanity. These Buckdancers Sam Bozos are insane. This man just said his parents told him that America's not a racist country, but he just turned around and said they endured racism. Now, family, last time I checked, that doesn't go together. That's the greatest oxymoron that I've ever heard in my life. And he did it in a matter of seconds. How is your parents going to tell you America's not a racist country, then you turn around and say they endured racism? That does not add up. See, I'm a very studious listener, okay? That's a skill set that has served me well my entire life. This is why people like this would never have a conversation with me, because I'll let them get it out and I'll recall everything they said, chapter and verse. I'm like, how you gonna say that they never experienced. They said America was one of the racist country to you, but they experienced it. See, this is the level that they have to sink to in order to fit in amongst them folks. This is absolutely nauseatingly embarrassing. Let's let it continue.
Taught me I could do anything I set my mind to. They taught me to put the Lord first always. They taught me to use my blessings to be a blessing to others. And that's what we're doing here today. That's why I went to West Point. I became a Ranger qualified Apache pilot and flew 750 hours operations in Operation Iraqi Freedom. You know, there's something else me and President Trump have in common. The bad guys shot at us both, but they missed. And we'll keep on fighting for America until the good Lord takes us home. By the grace of God, I was able to come home after my deployment and help run the company business. Now I have the honor of representing Michigan's 10th Congressional District, the #1 manufacturing district in the best state in the entire union.
So why didn't you do what myself and other black combat veterans have done and said, okay, I'm going to take these skills and come back into my community and try to put things in place so that black children never have to go through what I just went through? How about you do that? Oh, but see, that's too much like right, because see, again, like I said earlier in the broadcast, for those of us that have actually been in deployment and war, the theaters of war around this country, around the world, rather, we would never want to see any black children go through that. We wouldn't, because we actually love them and want better for them. You'll never hear him talk like that. This will be the same idiot that'll sit up here and send your children into the grinder, okay, for these old white men and women that are not going to suit up. Because see, watch this. I'm finna make these white folks even more angry. They don't like when veterans like myself say this. Oh, they don't like it. If you love the troops so much, here's my proposal. Y'all know where I'm going. I've said this many times before. If you love the troops so much, how about you, and when I say you, I'm talking about the powers that shouldn't be in the government, half the Congress, half the Senate, and, okay, the current president, go suit up and go into the theater of war with the troops. Go help them out so much. It's you love them, because see, hey, look, I'm talking Thanos. We're going to split it in half, because half of you can still stay here and run the country, but half of you should go and support the troops. Oh, that's too. See, that should be a mandatory requirement before this country goes to war with anybody. Are you sure you want to do it? Can you imagine if the generation gets in power that says, you know what? Yeah, if we're going to go to war, half of you motherfuckers got to come with us. I'm too old. No, you're not. You're not too old to order us to go over here. How about that? Oh, boy, I'm finna make them all mad tonight. I'm just throwing it out here, family. But see, this little jackass don't have the balls to say what I just said. Let's let it continue.
My family's story is the American dream story. But my biggest concern right now, my biggest fear is, will children today be able to look back and share that same story? Look, I firmly believe Americans have not given up on the American dream. Joe Biden and the Democrats have given up on the American dream.
How about you really say what needs to be said and say Joe Biden needs to be brought up on charges of treason? Why he was so busy buck dancing in front of them folks. Why don't you, when you bring up Joe Biden and the Democrats, go ahead and call it like it is? But see, he's so distracted by trying to be a good little house nigger in front of these white folks. That's what I would have said if I'm like, no, he needs to be brought up on charges of treason. I would be like, listen, it's a good thing we charging presidents now, because as soon as he's out of office, we need to get these charges rolling on Joe Biden. You committed treason on this nation, giving our tax dollars over here to Ukraine, let these illegal aliens, we got to start there first with the treason. That open border, flooding our country with these illegal aliens committing all these damn crimes, and then you subsidize them with American taxpayer dollars. Oh, that's treason. That's where I would have took it. But see, you know, again, I'm not a Sambo, and I'm not looking for white approval. Let's let it continue.
Joe Biden and the Democrats think they know how to spend your money better than you do. They want to take your dollars, they want to take your voice, they want to take your control and give it back to D.C. bureaucrats to execute their woke and Green New Deal agenda. Well, that plan doesn't work because hope is not a plan. Black people were sold on hope. Now our streets are rife with crime. Our kids can't read, and illegals are getting better help from Democrats in 4 days than we've gotten in 400 years.
Okay, when you said all that out your mouth, the next thing you should have been saying was that's why black people need reparations. Huh? See, they always see, man, boy, ooh, these bastards right here, man, are just worthless. They are not worth two dead flies put together. He rattled off all that list of stuff, and some of that is true. Okay, well, let's get the economic tangibles popping. Because, see, it would have, think about it. It would have been, if you would have to be a black man of some courage to say what I'm about to say next up in front of them folks. When he brought up the part about the illegal aliens getting all this help or leapfrogging over this, wilding that segue right into reparations. But again, if you don't have courage, you won't do that.
Look, our daughters were sold on hope, and now they're being forced on the playing fields and changing rooms of biological males. America was sold on hope, and now the world's on fire. Our borders are wide open, and Americans are going into debt to pay for their groceries. But look. We don't even have to imagine a brighter day. We just have to remember, under President Donald J. Trump, we had a secure border. Under President Donald J. Trump, we had peace in Europe. And under President Donald J. Trump, we had an economy so good. We had an economy so good, Democrats were trying to give Obama the credit for it. Look. Yeah, I heard a little bit earlier today, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black.
See, this right here, this is what I can't stand. Because, see, his little dickhead ass is sitting up here laughing about that like it's funny. It's not funny. When Joe Biden said it, it's not funny for anybody that told him that, because talking about if you don't vote Donald Trump, you ain't black. Our blackness has nothing to damn do with who we vote for as a political candidate. That's a part of our very bloodline and our spirit. But see, this jackass is not our people anymore. He's removed from us. And see, here's the thing. He sit up here running his mouth about all that stuff that he just said. Again, why don't you say, okay, let's elect Donald Trump, but I want to focus on more black business creation. You see what I'm saying? See, there's things that they could say, even if they didn't touch reparations or an anti-black hate crime bill. How about you advocate for black people to get more access to business capital, venture capital, the same kind of white people get? Oh, but you ain't gonna do that though. Because see, especially if they land up with Becky, oh man, shit, they ain't think about nothing I just said, family. I'm making this point clear because we're going to go through these Sambozos here tonight. And I'm asking you, because I know I've made up my mind to do it. When their wake-up call comes, close the gates. Tell them don't come back over here. Because you wasn't advocating for us in front of them folks. You were sitting there too busy with all 32 of your teeth showing, trying to get acceptance from them. Let it continue.
But see, here's the thing. By the grace of God and the proven leadership of Donald Trump, for every American, regardless of race, color, and creed, we could once again have a land where a child's outcome isn't determined by their...
And salute to the good brother Ed Zulu in here. The brother says, I'm an African raised in America, and I won't vote for anyone who refuses to support reparations, cash payments, and black grassroots economic empowerment, black first. Hey, man, salute to you, brother Ed. If you don't mind me asking, brother, where you from? Because, see, that's all we ask. We don't hate continental Africans or Caribbean people or Afro-Latinos. All we ask is that if you come over here, do exactly what that brother said. Hey, you know what? These people, ancestors made a way for me to come over here. The least I can do is support their causes, okay? Or if you're not, because I'm open-minded with it. I'm like, okay, if you're not going to support, then make sure you're not trying to hinder. That's all we ask. Because we wouldn't go to their countries and do that. My brother, if you don't mind me asking, where your people from, if you don't mind me asking, man. Hey, welcome over here, man. We appreciate you and glad to have you over here. Brothers like yourself that are routers, man, hey, we ain't gonna do nothing but build with you. It ain't nothing but respect all day long. It's just the people like the Candace Owens that we have a problem with that will come over here and disrespect our people and tell us what we don't need. So if you like that brother Ed Zulu in the chat, man, I ain't got nothing but love for you. Everybody should already know that over here. Let's let it continue.
Zip code. We can once again have a land where hard work truly does get you ahead. We can once again have a land where you can go from poverty to prosperity in a single generation. I believe that land is still America. America is the greatest idea that's ever been. America, I believe deeply in my heart, America's the greatest idea that's ever been. It's worth fighting for, it's worth sacrificing for, and it's worth getting out to vote for, because I truly believe in the deepest heart of hearts that with Donald J. Trump back in the White House, the best is yet to come. God bless you. Thank you. God bless America.
See, you know what the shameful part about the black combat veterans that got out there to speak? You've got one opening lead-in line that the white folks would either have to come out and show their racism in the Republican Party until you get your nigger ass off the stage, or they will have to say, you know what, that brother has a point and he earned the right to say it. All of them should come up there. And if you're a black conservative, listen, take me up on this challenge the next time you're in front of your people over there in the Republican Party. Take me up on this challenge, okay? How about you get up there and say, my people, foundational black American freedmen, we fought in every war this country has ever had. So we have earned the right to have our fair economic share in this country, just like anybody else in this country. The people that haven't done that and fought in every single war. Crispus Attucks kicked off the American Revolution. They couldn't even start that by themselves, okay? They would not have overthrown and defeated the South if it wasn't for foundational black American freedmen, because our people did fight on both sides. That's the truth. Because they were promised that they would get their freedom by both. Both sides told the same lie, by the way, to go to show you how white supremacy is always united. But see, they're too cowardly to lead with that and say, because think about it. But those of us that are combat vets, if we stand up there and speak our truth on that, what you gonna tell us? Because you say you love the troops, right? You say you love veterans. So if you got to either come out and say, I just love the white veterans, and that don't apply to you niggas, or you gonna have to respect what we're saying. Because I'm going to tell you right now, any of us that have gone overseas and fought for this nation, you don't tell me what I can and can't say. And I would tell them that to their faces. I dare you to try it. Oh, yeah. But see, we two different types of combat vets. Those like myself and other brothers and sisters that have put our lives on the line for this nation and have families that have done so. And see, these white folks, these guys that you got up here, just so you can say that you got black people over there, they don't represent our people. They're not connected to us. They're not connected to this. You know who you should be talking to? And I got to give my brother a shout out. You need to be talking to people like Greg Marcel Dixon that can lay out these issues and facts in a way that you will understand them and present our argument. That's somebody connected to our community. Why don't you talk to him? And there's other brothers and sisters, Tizzle and Figaro, okay? Talk to people that can articulate our issues without kissing your behind. Because see, if you don't do that, you're not going to ever reach a majority of the black vote. And see, I'm going to say something to the Republican Party. Times are changing. Times are changing. It will be wise for you to try to do that because, see, there's so many missed opportunities they've had to actually reach out to black folks seriously. See, think about it. Whether it was when Donald Trump was in office or right now that he's on his way to re-election, if they just started having serious conversations with black folks in good faith, and just had at least one serious economic policy on the table with the door open to discuss doing more to rectify things that have been done wrong to us in this country, it will be around for the Democrats. But see, that old school base of that Republican Party, they're not going to let that deep fried racism go. And it's really going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them coming up. Because see, regardless of how things go, there's a lot that's about to shift on the global stage, and there's a lot that's going to affect America, too. And it's not going to be the same place that they remember. Because, see, let me tell you something. In case the slow bus people in white America didn't get it, you're not going back to that time before the pandemic. That's over. There's not going to be a return to that. Oh, no, this is it from here on out. So the smartest thing to do would be to try to cast aside that white supremacy and anti-black racism, and let's work together to really make America great. How about that? But hey, you know, what do I know? What I just said is too much like right. Let's let it continue.
Families just how much more they're spending on gas under Biden and Harris than they did under President Trump? We placed these signs at gas pumps. When President Trump left office, gas cost only $2.20. Under Biden and Harris, gas skyrocketed to the highest price
Salute to you, my brother Ed in the chat room. I didn't know you was a fellow veteran, man. Much respect to you, but I want to point something out to you because I saw the comment you made in the chat, and you're welcome over here. He said, we are Sephardic black Jews. Let me speak something to you, brother, and I want you to pay close attention to why we don't refer to ourselves as that. Because, look, we all understand what the truth of the Bible is. We all know that the people that are in Israel now are not native to that land because that's not the biblical Israel anyway. But the reason why we refer to ourselves as foundational black American freedmen is because, one, that's what we're recognized by, the term freedman. The term freedman, that's what we're recognized legally by in this country, okay? Whether you like Clarence Thomas or not, he was one of the people that introduced that language into the Supreme Court. So anything that we're trying to do on a political level, we use that term. We don't even bring any type of religious doctrine or beliefs into that, regardless of what may be the truth, okay? We got that part, okay? So I'm just letting you know that that's why we don't refer to ourselves as that going out there, because if we're going to try to get reparations and everything, it's got to be done by what's legally on the books, and it can't be a race-based policy. It's got nothing to do with religion. It's a debt that's owed to our particular lineage. So just wanted to share that bit of information with you. And again, welcome over here and salute to you, brother. If you don't mind me asking, what branch of the service did you serve in? Let's let it continue.
In history, over $5 a gallon.
$5 a gallon is the highest historically it's ever been. It hurts my heart, it hurts my budget, it just hurts.
I've never seen it this high before, with the gas prices being the way that they are.
They're terrible. They're outrageous, overpriced.
Our paychecks are like a third of what they used to be just because of gas prices. We have to choose between, am I going to fill up my car all the way or am I going to buy a prescription?
Whenever Trump was in office, it took me about $45 to fill up, and now it's about $75 to $80. A lot of pain every time you go to the gas pump, and I know I'm not the only one that feels it.
Within my first year of driving, I'm having to deal with an average of 503 across the nation.
And see, everything that you listen to, because I'm playing this, they're basically, and see, this is another missed opportunity for the Republicans. All of this that they're talking about, notice they mostly only got white people speaking in this, because these are white people that you're hearing. If they were smart, they would have Americans from every stripe that they're trying to court in their party speaking about their hardship. But see, it goes to show you, and see, they let this slip. They really are showing that when they say American, to them, it only means white people and their concerns. But see, that's not who all lives in this country. There's more than just white people here. So it's like, I'm pointing out a lot of the missed opportunities that the Republican Party has had. I want to continue playing this because, see, by the time this broadcast is over, I'm going to make all them black Sambo conservatives mad tonight. And if you're not one of the book dancing conservatives, it's your job to challenge your fellow party members and say, hey, man, this is the line we need to be towing for black Americans, because that's what we are. I want y'all to listen to this little diatribe here where they're talking about how bad their people are doing as if they're the only ones in the country. Let's let it continue.
I feel it every time I fill up.
Well, it certainly affects my saving because it's hard to save when everything you're making is going out for groceries and gasoline.
With the gas costing more, of course, the food costs more, and also cuts into doing charitable activities, like try to deliver food to needy children.
Families right now are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's going to get worse.
How people with families do it on a normal average income, I don't see how they can pay it and have any money left over even to pay for gas.
I don't think Bidenomics works for anybody. My family can't afford any more of him.
It's impossible to pay $5.03. We need to care about our people better than that.
There are going to be 41 million new Gen Z voters this upcoming election. And when they go to cast their vote, that's definitely going to take a toll on which way they lean.
I'm voting for Trump because me and my family want to pay this amount for gasoline.
We don't need any more of this. We need more of this.
To show families just how much more they're spending on groceries under Biden and Harris than they did under President Trump, we placed these signs in grocery stores.
You got a 49% increase under Joe Biden.
A tremendous increase. It just goes on and on.
It's ridiculous.
I have definitely seen a price increase since Biden has been president.
The food prices are astronomical. They're unaffordable.
They're still going up. Every week you see something else that's gone up higher.
It's hurting everybody.
Now, I want you to pay attention to this because I'm letting this play for a reason. I know you're like, GBS, why we listen to these white people complain? Well, I'm showing you something because, see, Republicans, this is one of your weaknesses. You could be a much stronger party and completely crush the Democrats if you just let that anti-black racism go. Family, I'll posit to you this. The reason why they got most of the white people speaking in this ad, because it goes to show you that besides them book dancing buffoons on that stage, they don't talk to any black people in America. They don't. They don't. Because if they did, and other folks, they would have them in this ad. Because think about it. I want y'all to bear with me on this. If you really had the intelligence that they tell you they have, because they say they have high IQs, and you really wanted to go ahead and crush the Democrat Party, now is the best time to do it. They've screwed up the economy. They've let illegal aliens over here that's committing all types of crimes. They've given all our taxpayer dollars overseas. They're milling other people's business. They've turned this country upside down. Now, all you have to do is just capitalize on their mistakes and really be the party that's saying, okay, hey, we're going to get all Americans with some sense together. We're going to fix this thing together, and we're going to practice equal justice across the board for everybody. That would be the smart thing to do, but no, no. Just like in their movies, they think the only people that matter is their people. Let's let it continue.
When we grocery shop, 5-6 years ago, this is not the same grocery store that I remember.
I do without a lot of things that I shouldn't because we can't afford it.
Everything in the store is double the price. I mean, we're talking $600 a week just for my family of 6.
I think it's especially hard on families with children. A lot of people are using food banks that never would have used food banks before.
Living on Social Security or just disability, it's very difficult to be able to maintain the expenses.
I have several elderly friends. They can't even get their medicine some months because they're paying so much for gas and groceries.
When you check out, it's shocking. It's shocking what the increase is. Everything.
Joe Biden's policy, Kamala's policies, they're killing us.
But since Biden's come in, I gotta say it's gotten worse, and they don't even care. I served this country, and I've seen the biggest change in my entire life in these last 3.5 years. If you want to save this country, you need to vote for President Trump.
Please welcome American mother, Sarah Workman.
I want you to listen to what this heifer here is about to say, oh, family. Because trust me, we got some more Sam Bozos to examine. But I left this part in here for a reason. Make sure you taking notes on this, okay?
Good evening. I'm Sarah Workman from the great state of Arizona. I'm
the great state of Arizona, which does not acknowledge Dr. Martin Luther King Day, by the way. Just want to add that bit of fun history in there for you.
honored to be here tonight on behalf of everyday Americans. I'm a single mother who works 2 jobs to support my family.
Oh, did you hear that off the bat? She's a single mother that works 2 jobs to support her family. Now, family, at this point, I need to call to the front of the class the Chicken McNugget mutant head, Larry Elder. Larry Elder, where are you? Larry Elder, I need you to go and talk to her about fatherlessness in these white homes over here. She's a single mother now. I need you to run your little old Chicken McNugget head over there and tell her that, hey, why did you not marry before you carry? Why are you a single mother? I need Larry Elder to give them the same speech that he gives us, okay? Oh, but he know better than to do that. And boy, wasn't it funny how the Republican Party treated him? Y'all remember when he was on X whining about them not letting him get on the ballot and all this other stuff? And he was crying. He was actually thinking that black people were going to come to his... Get the nerve of this joker. He actually thought black people was going to come to his aid and be like, y'all wrong for not letting Larry, man, damn you, buck dancing buffoon you. But see, I'm going to need him to go and tell this little old pudgy built heifer here about, hey, that's your problem. You chose to be a single mother. Oh, yeah. If I'm going to talk about the ones in our community and they're going to, I got the same smoke for her. You's a white woman. Don't you know better than that? Why aren't you married before you carry, gal? That's your problem. Let's let it continue.
I know Americans can relate when I say that every time I fill up my gas tank, go to the grocery store, and try to pay the bills, I think, Who doesn't miss the Trump days? But it's not just the economic pain we're all feeling under Joe Biden. It's how they're destroying the American spirit. Everywhere we look, there's pain, chaos, and crisis. Inflation, open borders, woke indoctrination in our schools.
There it is. Did you catch it? Woke indoctrination. See, what these white folks have done, they've bastardized that word because woke means nothing more than having knowledge of self and other things around you. We're not going to let them take that term and make it mean something else. They didn't create it. We're not going to let them bastardize it. That's something we're going to stand on our square on. Everything that, see, think about it. This is what they've done throughout history. They will take a word and then just throw other meanings on it, you know what I'm saying, to suit their needs. They got that myth from the Lee Atwater playbook, by the way. If those of you that are younger people listening, you don't know who Lee Atwater is, look up The Southern Strategy by Lee Atwater, okay? That's a very informative bit of history there for you to study if you're a younger black person. But see, this whole diatribe she's about to go on about woke, first of all, what you're applying it to, lady, does not mean what it originally meant in our community. Just because you take something and assign a meaning to it doesn't mean we're going to let that fly, okay? But I want y'all to listen to the screen she's about to go on because, look, the stuff that she's saying, she should just call it what it is. This term woke, basically woke, they're trying to throw that in there and attach all that crap to black society as if we agree with that. Those of us that are black Americans in our right frame of mind, we don't agree with that agenda that the Democrats are pushing on these children either. Y'all know I've gone in for that for years over here on this platform. We don't agree with that crap they got going on. But I want y'all to listen to it though, because boy, she thinks she's going to be cooking here in a minute. Let's let it continue.
Violence in our cities and unjust rulings in our courts. All of it is eroding one of America's greatest strengths, our optimism. While the left is trying to divide us with identity politics, we are here tonight because we believe that America is always, should be, one nation under God.
Oh, I'm not going to let this heifer get away with that. First of all, this country has been divided ever since its inception when you enslaved my ancestors. Number two, this is not a nation under God because here's the thing that the black Republicans don't have the courage to say. If truly you're going to make the statement, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, especially our people that are black, if you truly going to make the statement or let them or get around them and they're saying that America is one nation under God, then you tell me how is it that both parties are so against paying reparations? Because that was inflicted upon us by this government. Now, if you are a child of God or a servant of the Most High by whatever name you call him, then why wouldn't you seek to practice the same justice that the God that you claim you serve would practice? But see, they don't serve the same God as most people in you and I in this chat room serve. Oh, no. Oh, no. Their father is the father of the lie because that's all they have told historically worldwide. They are known for never keeping their word with anybody around the world. So that whole one nation under God stuff, see, those like myself, we're not going to let you play that game. Because I actually tell them this to their faces. Just because you oppose certain things and certain policies in the Democratic Party, and then you turn around and say we're one nation under God, well, see, the whole one nation under God thing, this is the reason why they're trying to take that history out of them school books, because we can clearly see that your people would go and sit in churches and then right after that, go and lynch my ancestors. That's one nation under God. And see, if you notice that most of the pictures, when you look back at our ancestors in this country being lynched, they were brothers and sisters in business attire. You know why? Because those were business owners. It wasn't that some black person did something wrong and they had to go and string them up. No, it was all about economic jealousy because when they said pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, my people have a long history of doing that nationwide. And then the minute that we start having some success, in spite of all your anti-black racism, well, if we can't beat you, we'll just kill you. Huh? Yeah, see, I had to go there on that one. One nation under God. Where? Not this. Let's let it continue.
In addition to the economic pain, the Democrats' open border policies have shattered my family. With drugs so readily available, my husband fell victim to the drug epidemic. It tore our family apart.
Oh, you know where I'm finna go now. Now that this meth epidemic is tearing your community up. Oh, everybody's supposed to have so much compassion. But see, when you flooded drugs into Black America, where was all this compassion then? Because let's be clear, Biden's 94 crime bill, he authored it and the Republicans used it. So both of them share equal blame on that. That's the part they don't want to talk about. See, those of us that actually understand these policies and go back and look at them, we know exactly how the system works. We're not confused at all. So see, this is why I look at a lot of Black conservatives funny, because they basically look at it like, okay, one party's the good party, the other party's not. Same thing for the Black Democrats. They're both on the same page as far as practicing white supremacy. They just have slight ideological differences with how to implement white supremacy. Okay? So, see, here's the thing she needs to understand. Ma'am, when they practice injustice on us, they're going to bring it to your people next. Because, see, all the people that's talking about in both political parties that's talking about the meth epidemic and, talking about how bad it's a crisis in their community, you better understand that some of the biggest pimps, drug dealers, and hustlers are in the United States government. And the same people that's talking like that, they got the power to shut that down, but they're making money off of it also. See, you need to start looking at when you co-sign something with Black folks and you act like you don't care about what's going on with us, it's just a matter of time before they bring it to your people next. And now she's finding that out the hard way. Let's let it continue.
And now I raise my son alone. But I know there is hope. That is what this election represents for all of us who have been forgotten over the last 4 years. Hope. We need God in our hearts and Donald Trump back in the White House.
You can't have God in your hearts until you do right by my people, ma'am.
If you're watching tonight and you hear your own story and mine, Donald Trump put me on this stage to show that he hears us, he sees us, and we are forgotten no more. I find peace in God's promise that says, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, I will heal your nation. Amen.
Oh boy, let me tell you something. I don't care who does it. One thing that sickens me to the core of my spirit is when anybody gets up here and plays with the Most High like this. Ma'am, your people have never humbled themselves before the Most High in this country. That's why you're in the situation now with them declining birth rates. Because if you're going by the scriptures, one of the curses on the people in the Bible was a barren womb. And both the males and the females are struggling to procreate with each other. But you notice something odd, family? When either the men or the women get outside of trying to procreate with each other, they can have children just fine then. Oh, yeah, I'm going there. Oh, I'm going there. See, I can't stand people that's always talking about God this, God that, when you don't even know the Most High. I guarantee if you ask this heifer right here, okay, well, what do you think about reparations for Foundation of Black American Freedmen and a hate crime bill? Oh, I oppose that. It's going to break the country. Okay. And you claim that you close to the Most High, huh? Hilarious. Let's let it continue.
With faith, hope, and love in my heart, I know we will make America great again.
Please welcome United States Senator Katie Britt of Alabama.
Good evening, Milwaukee. I'm Katie Britt. We are all here tonight for one reason. We need to change the direction of our nation. And Donald Trump is the change we need. To my fellow moms and dads across America, I think we all know that raising a family is hard. Add in smartphones and social media, and we already had plenty to worry about. But then Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came around. Now our lives are that much more difficult and way more expensive. Under Biden-Harris, prices are high and expectations, well, they're low. Grocery prices are up more than 21%. Electricity is up 31%. Gas is up 48%. Mortgage rates have more than doubled, and rent is skyrocketing. To me, these aren't just numbers. This is pain for millions of Americans. It means that so many American families have to live with so much less. This is too high a price to pay for an administration that has brought us to such lows.
Now, family, I want you to pay attention to something because I want to teach young black people a lesson real quick about when them folks, little pink, thin earthworm lips is moving. Like my great grandfather said, if their little pink lips is moving, they lying. You better check and triple check everything they're saying. She's telling the truth about the economy. We all see that clearly with our own eyes. We know what the differences are in the economy under Trump and under Biden. What you're not going to hear her say is what she was doing to try to combat this or what she's going to be willing to do. See, what I want young black Americans to understand is don't let somebody recite a problem in front of your face without talking about a solution for the problem. Because see, you think about it. You should be mortally offended when anybody does that to you because you know what the problem is. You experiencing it. You don't need somebody to tell you what you're experiencing. You got that part. If they see it, they should say, hey, here's a solution for the problem. I want all my people listening to this broadcast, whether it's live or on the playback, to get accustomed to when either side comes to you, Democrat or Republican, with that whole reciting what you're going through, you stop them and be like, listen, I'm living it. I don't need you to tell me what I'm living. What I need for you to do is bring me tangible policies the way you did for these illegal aliens, the way you're doing for Ukraine and everybody else, left, right, and center, except for Black America. That's what we need from you. Let's let it continue.
The American people won't have the wool pulled over our eyes. We see how Biden and Harris keep making things worse. And we know the current president is not capable of turning things around. His weakness is costing us our opportunity, our prosperity, our security, our safety. Each diminished, all in decline, just like the man in the Oval Office. And it doesn't have to be this way. Under President Trump, we had the strongest economy in history. That's right. You didn't need to go into debt just to make ends meet. Energy dominant, stable prices, secure borders, safe streets, strong families and communities. That's what Donald Trump will deliver.
let me go ahead and break white America's hearts for a minute. Even when, and at this point, I'm going to go out on a limb and say when Donald Trump becomes the next president of the United States, even if he gets this economy turned around, it's going to be a tall order for him. It's these illegal aliens out of here that would definitely benefit Black America. What he's not going to be able to turn around is what's been imposed upon you by the Most High. Oh, that's not going to be turned around. Nope, not until you do right by my people. I promise you that. Donald Trump is a flesh and blood mortal man, as we've seen with that assassination attempt. So no matter how much you respect him, until you do right by Black America, your situation is not going to improve. See, if they really did believe in God and they really feared the Most High, they wouldn't do the things that they do. See, they've disrespected God and committed blasphemy by just using the title of God as political theater. Because a God-fearing people would not act the way these people act towards anybody. They wouldn't. They wouldn't make excuses when the people that you've committed injustices upon are talking about the grievances and talking about the redress for the grievances. A God-fearing people would say, you know what? We didn't do that ourselves, but our forefathers did this. Let's make this right. That's what a God-fearing people would do. I'm not seeing that from the greater majority of them. Now, if you're a white person listening to this broadcast and you're not a part of that, I'm not talking about you. But you know what the greater majority of your community has been and is today. I'll tell you something. Trump may fix certain things in this economy, turn certain things around with policy, but your particular condition that's on your people, that's not moving off of your head until you do the right thing. Let's let it continue.
With President Trump, the tough choice was which job offer to accept. Now, it's which second job to take just to pay the bills. Your family can't afford this costly and dangerous decline for 4 more years. 4 more years of Biden-Harris will impose a lifetime of financial damage on our children and our nation. It is time to return President Trump to the White House. Yes. Republicans will put parents, families, and hard-working Americans first. With President Trump back in the White House, we will reawaken the exceptionalism of the greatest nation ever known. We will defeat decline, dust off our dreams, and forge our future. Because families across our nation deserve better. Once again, America will be the land of limitless opportunity for all. And paving that path starts today. So let's roll up our sleeves, send President Trump back to the White House, and get America back on track. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome United States Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina.
Oh, here he come. Oh, y'all know what I call him, boy, Mr. Wonder Gums. Yes, Tim the Gum Scott. Oh, here he come, family. I told you we wasn't done getting on these Sambozos. Before he gets started, let me say something directly to Tim Scott. Tim, you and the rest of these buck dancing flunkies, no matter which party you're in, when you come out here and do this type of performative Samboism, you really do set a new low for having any type of integrity about yourself as a black man. You really do. You far beyond the point of having any type of shame, because in order to have shame, you actually have to have the things that I mentioned. You have to have integrity. You have to have some type of moral compass. But for you to walk out here on this stage and do what he's about to do, family, I'm going to tell you something. If you didn't see this, I hope you're not eating or drinking. This is going to make your stomach turn, because this right here is just absolutely disgusting. And again, and for the people that might just caught this, I'm not saying just because he's a Republican or a conservative that's why he's disgusting. I'm talking about all this performative Samboism that he's doing out here. Him and all the rest of them. Y'all about to see what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and let him get started.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Y'all see this, man. Wow. Wow. Looking like some kind of goofy Muppet baby. And note to the brother, I think Pascal Ace. Now, this isn't his second time speaking. It's just that the funny thing about it, I'm glad you brought that up. Remember what I said earlier in the broadcast? Notice how all of them look the same? See, let me take the time to point it on out. All of them got on the same navy colored suit. The only difference is maybe the tie, but most of them bald headed. Both of them coming out here with that cooning and buffooning they're doing. You know, they look like they rode off a Sambo assembly line. That's basically what they look like. No personality, no flavor to see. I'm just gonna see it. This is gonna make Alabaster America mad. Family, I'm just gonna tell you for me personally, I'm not speaking for anybody in the chat room. I'm just speaking for me, okay? The reason why I will never marry them folks over there in that community or procreate with them is because I don't want the flavor of my soul sucked out of me. Like you seeing on that. I just don't. I have not seen a black person with them folks yet that retain what we are as Black American men and women. I just hadn't seen it. Now, I'm not saying it's not out there, but I just hadn't seen it. No matter whether it's the men or the women, when you go over there on that side, you become unseasoned just like they chicken, man. I love the flavor of the seasoning of my soul, okay? I will not part with that because that was passed down to me through generations. It's a part of what makes me who I am. This joker right here, wow. Oh my God, this is sickening, family. I gotta play it though, because see, this needs to be something that we gotta start doing, whether it's Democrats or Republicans that come out here with this performative crap. We must make them pariahs in our community, especially if they don't advocate for us. See, I would almost give it a pass if he was coming up there advocating and stomping for the black community, but they're not doing that. If they're not gonna do that, then well, we got to go ahead and make an example out of them, ostracize them away from our people. Let's let it continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, Milwaukee! Are you ready for 4 more years of Donald Trump? Oh, me too. Listen, if you didn't believe in miracles before Saturday, you better be believing right now.
Boy, them gums and that little old bullet head and them eyes get the bucket. Oh, you ready for 4 more years of Donald Trump? Well, if you didn't believe in miracles before Saturday, you better start right now. God, this Joker boy, he sounds like some type of goofy cartoon character. Let me say something, man. And again, I'm speaking for myself. I can't tell y'all in the chat room what to do. I'm speaking for other members of New Black Media, but I don't hang around black people like this. You couldn't be nowhere around me because my spirit wouldn't allow it. And that type of crap right there, to me, this old extra performative Samboism, I just think that's a contaminant. I don't want that around me. That's just like, for me, let me tell you how bad it is. Let me just go ahead and be blunt with it. You think about the worst type of smell that you can't stand. For me, that's just how loud that is. I don't want to be nowhere around that. That's completely embarrassing. And then I don't want to be around you to give other white people the impression that I'm just like you. No. No. I'm just, like I said, that's how I feel. I can't tell y'all how to feel. Y'all gonna see. I'm gonna let him continue.
Thank God Almighty that we live in a country that still believes in the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and the Omega. And our God still saves, he still delivers, and he still sets free. Because on Saturday, the devil came to Pennsylvania holding a rifle, but an American lion got back up on his feet and he roared. Oh, yeah.
Family, let me say something to you, Buck Dancing Sambos, and either party that do this. If you don't see white people doing that, what make you think that it's a good idea for you to jump up there and be the performative buck dancer? And he roared. Y'all remember when Howard Dean was running for president and he got up there on that stage and talking about, we're going to go to Washington. We're going to take back the White House. Yeah. Remember when he did that? Remember when he did that? He turned his own community out. They were like, okay, now you making a fool out of this. That's why that really canceled his hopes of even running for president. You ain't seen him since. This fool right here, though, because he's not connected to black society, he don't care about making an ass out of himself with them gums all over the damn place. These jokers are despicable. I'm telling you, I cannot stand this. I don't care whether it's black men or black women doing it in either party. I can't stand this. You choose to go in front of a public audience on national TV to represent your people, and this is what you do? Nah, man. We are not cut from the same cloth. Let's let him continue.
Yeah. He roared. Yeah. Yes, he did. You see, America, this is a difficult time for our nation. Inflation is crushing families. Illegal immigration is crushing American workers. Failing schools and victimhood culture are crushing our poorest kids. And the weakness of the commander-in-chief has invited world wars all around our world. Joe Biden is asleep at the wheel, and we're headed over a cliff. We hear despair in the voices of a millennial couple raising 2 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment because they can't afford a house. We see pain on the faces of Gold Star parents because their commander-in-chief, Joe Biden, literally forgets their son died in uniform on his watch. America, we deserve better. We deserve so much better. I was raised by a single mom in poverty. We had plastic spoons, not silver spoons.
You see, here it is again. Remember what I pointed out when Mark Robinson did the same thing? See, let me ask the people in this chat room something, right? Because, see, I want to confirm and see if this is just me thinking this way or what you all think in the audience. What relevance to the discussion here is him bringing up the hardship and how he grew up in a single mother home and how poor they were? What relevance is that to the discussion at this Republican National Convention regarding getting Donald Trump reelected, other than sitting up there trying to say what you know white people want to hear? Am I missing something? Can somebody tell me what I'm missing if I'm missing anything? Because I'm open to suggestions. I want to know, what relevance is that? Let me ask any of you in the chat room here. If you had to go and speak before a convention of this nature, would you see fit to bring up anything about your family's personal hardships unless you're going to use it to advocate for some type of policy that will rectify that issue? I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure it out because, see, I'm pointing this out for a reason because this is the script that they give them. Go out here, say the stuff that you know our people want to hear. You're not going to talk about actually doing anything for your people. You better not, okay? You want to keep getting little crumbs that we give you. And then on top of that, instead of you actually saying anything as far as like intelligent articulation, just parrot our talking points. So you can tell that they don't have an original thought in their brain, which is why it's hilarious when they say they're free thinkers. Where? All I hear him saying is what everybody else was saying. We get that part. What innovative thought are you going to bring to the table? But see, he has none because him and the rest of them Sambozos before him, they're just hired to be mascots. That's it. Let's let it continue.
But she taught me to work hard, to take responsibility and reject victimhood. Thank God for my wonderful mama. I know this is going to offend the liberal elites. Every time I say it, it offends them. But let me say it one more time. America is not a racist country.
And I have a question for you, Tim Scott, you, Kamami Harris, and everybody else that said that. If America isn't a racist country, then explain to me why my people were lynched. Explain to me why my people were in slavery. Explain to me why there were Jim Crow laws on the books. Explain all of that history to me that we can clearly see happen. See, if you're going to make that type of statement in any type of good faith, then it must be challenged with actual historical facts. I would love to him to tell me what you call that if it's not anti-black racism and white supremacy that cost my people their lives. But see, for him to know that and get his black ass up here in front of them folks and say that over and over again, talking about the liberals and all this stuff, never mind liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. You know that this is a sorry ass Negro to sit up here and say this crap with a straight face, all because you want to get a pat on your little bullet head from them folks. That's the very definition of selling your soul, family. You hear me? This is a coward. This right here is a cancer in our community. I don't care which side of the aisle you on, liberal or conservative, Democrat, Republican. If you get up here and in order to fit in, you have to ignore the plight of your people, don't call yourselves one of us. You definitely are not family, and I won't refer to you as no brother or sister in the community. There's no way in the hell I'm going to let that come out of my mouth. You talking like this. You know why? Because, see, on top of everything I just said as far as it pertains to those of our lineage in this country, you show me a time where any grievance has been inflicted historically or present day on the white adjacent groups that are classified as white or them folks in the dominant society. And you let me see one of their own come up here and talk like a Tim Scott and completely deny the reality of their people. I've never seen it, and I challenge any of you to find them because it doesn't exist. But yet, here we are with this sitting up here wearing the color of our uniform, making a mockery of everything that our ancestors went through. Let me tell you something, Tim Scott. The ancestors are working now. I'm not going to celebrate her passing, but I'm aware that Sheila Jackson Lee is no longer with us. I'm going to give you a warning. You better look at what happens when you come out here and do this. The ancestors are watching you, man, and they're going to deal with you accordingly. Your time is coming. And when it does come, you're going to think about all these things that you did. Was it worth it? All of them up here talking about one nation under God, God this, God that. I'm going to quote what Jesus Christ himself said. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul in the process? Let it continue.
No, we're not. But if you were looking for racism today, you'd find it in cities run by Democrats. Look on the south side of Chicago. Poor black.
Every time either politician, be it Democrat or Republican, bring up Chicago or any place, let me tell you, especially young black people listen to this, how you handle that. Before they finish that sentence, you say, okay, yeah, Chicago, great, it's bad. What have you done in the last 10 years, the last 5 years to rectify the problem? Or are you just bringing it up in bad faith? Now, if that person, no matter what aisle they on, Democrat or Republican, can't list out things that they've done personally and show you where they've been active trying to help out with the situation, you cut them off and dismiss them. So you got to teach these politicians not to play in your faces with things like that. For him to get up here, Chicago, yeah, you saying that because that's a talking point that all of them white supremacist conservatives use. Chicago, Chicago. And first of all, most of the violence up there going on is not the black people. Oh, no. See, they don't talk about those white adjacents up there committing all those crimes, these illegal aliens committing the crimes. And then for the few black people that are up there got that going on, we already know what that is when all these mysterious shootings happen and they can't find nobody in the most surveilled society we've ever lived in all across America. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you some homework. And those of you on this channel for a number of years, you're familiar with this. If you don't know what the hailstorm system is, just like it sounds, just like the hail that falls out the sky, go look up what the hailstorm system is. That's in every major city in America. You trying to tell me with that system, and I'm not going to tell you what it does, because I've broken it down. I'm going to give you some homework to do. You trying to tell me with that system here in America and all these cameras all over the place, when a black person does something, you can't find them all of a sudden? Think about it. That doesn't make sense. That lets you know that law enforcement is in on most of that, because that's the only way that if a black person was to go and do all of this, they just couldn't find them all of a sudden. These are magical disappearing Negroes that just pop up out of nowhere, shoot up a bunch of people, and then just fade off and nobody knows how to find them. Do anybody in my chat room believe that nonsense? See, this milk-dud-head bastard wouldn't want to have no conversation with me on that, because I would make him look twice as stupid as he looks up here on this stage. Let's let it continue.
Black kids trapped in failing schools, thousands shot every single year, including one of my former interns, Daquan. But there's good news. It's conservative values that restores hope. It's Republican policies that lifts people up. I partnered with the greatest president of my generation, President Donald J. Trump. On the biggest tax cuts ever for working people and single moms, and opportunity zones for neighborhoods that need them most. But Joe Biden and
what I'm not hearing out your mouth, Mr. Gumby, because I'm going to call that's the real Gumby right here. I'm not hearing you say, hey, I fought to get black Americans involved in venture capitalism, okay, so they could get those funds for their businesses. I'm not hearing him talk about anything as far as business creation. Never mind the opportunity zone, because we all see what the scam is with that. How about you talk about what you're doing directly for black America? You see, because a lot of people are like, oh, you just getting on it because he got a white wife and he got them gums all over the place and bucking them eyes. No. I can get down to the brass tacks of the matter. Why aren't you advocating for our people? See, I'm going to go ahead and say something y'all might find controversial. If he was married to that alabaster over there, because that's his business where he want to put his little Talladega, not none of mine, okay? But if he was married to her and you was advocating for our people, you wouldn't hear me say nothing about it. Nothing he got going on. I'd be like, hey, man, whatever he do in his personal life ain't got nothing to do with me. I would look the other way, just like we did for Marion Barry. Hey, Marion Barry wanted to smoke that crack, but he did a lot for the black community in D.C. too. What crack? I don't know what they're talking about. How you know it was crack? Did we get a verification on that? You see what I'm saying? I would look the other way. Like, okay, you doing stuff for the black community in America? Hey, if the price of that is you want you a snow bunny, go ahead and knock yourself out. Just keep these tangibles rolling over into our community. I actually would say that, okay? But see, he's not going to do none of what I just said because this man is twice the cow that take the B1. Let's let it continue.
Harris, they give illegal immigrants free hotel rooms while our veterans sleep on the streets. Disgusting, disgusting. Trump secured our border once, and Donald Trump will secure it again. Listen, this November, we are not deciding simply the fate for the next 4 years. We're setting a course for the next 40 years. I see our heartland filled with huge American factories, powered by abundant American energy, building what America needs, creating generational wealth for blue-collar workers. You see, we are the Republican Party of Frederick Douglass and of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh boy, my brother Dan Miller TV going off in the chat. Brother, you are hilarious. Family, the brother Dan Miller TV said he need to use some of that border wire for your handsome braces. Oh no. Oh boy, you Kevin Trees, my brother Black Vulture, man, boy, my chat room here. Look, I keep telling y'all, I may not have the biggest channel, but I stand by this. I think I got the coldest audience as far as the roast game on YouTube. I don't care how big other people's chat rooms are. I done seen some of y'all in this chat, boy. Y'all be going in, and rightly so. You know I don't have no objection to it because you're telling the truth. Man, look. All this stuff that he's saying here, though, family, notice that, again, none of the black conservative speakers up here have talked about specifically what they have done for black people or what they're going to do under Donald Trump. None of them are saying that, hey, we're going to put together a plan specifically for Black America and take this to Donald Trump. They're not saying nothing about us because it's all about them. See, they're two sides of the same coin, Roland Martin and these Sambozos right here. Notice with Roland Martin, all he talks about is himself, what he can get for him. They need to give me advertising dollars. It's not really advertising dollars. It's Boule Buffet Master Plate Fund. That's really what he be saying. Roland, you're not fooling us. Port Chalmers, Prime Ribs, Martin. We know that the only reason that you want more money is to support your food addiction that you got over there. And around in line at all kinds of buffets, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, don't get me started on Roland. I'll be on him all night. But listen, you get the point. They're selfish. They don't ever talk about what they're doing for other black people. Let's let it continue.
Of Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump. But we, 4 more years. I love it.
Look at this fool bending and leaning down. See, you know what? Let me say this, man. You other black Sambo conservatives, won't you pull Tim Scott to the side? Because, boy, he going out there like they. Let me ask a question. Maybe I'm ignorant because I'm not a Republican. I've never been to their conventions, never been to a Democrat convention. Maybe I'm ignorant of something. Is there some type of Sambo award that he's competing for? Because, boy, do all this performing he got going on here, like they going to say, you know what? It's just like you ever seen the judges outside of a boxing match where they taking down score, how many punches were thrown. They're like, okay, you bucked your eyes here. 10 points. Oh, what? You make America great? Okay, 20 points. You let them big old gums show? 30 points. He act like he gonna win some type of award for all this performative crap he got going on. When the last time you seen a white man or a white woman performing like this in front of their people like that when they talking about serious issues? Big stupid buffoon. Boy, I can't stand this dude. Boy, let him continue.
Awesome. We are not simply the party of our leaders. We are also the party of a young woman in Wisconsin taking over her family farm, an Hispanic father working 16-hour days in Nevada, and a black teenager in Philly starving for opportunity. We're not just the grand old party of the past. We are the great opportunity party of America's future.
What are you going to do for the black teenager that's starving in Philadelphia? What have you done for him, Tim? Huh? Oh, but I forgot. As long as you up under that alabaster, you can't see that far down the line.
And there's only, hear me clearly, and there's only one person who can make that vision a reality. Donald J. Trump. God bless America.
Please welcome Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida.
Now, in case you don't know who this Sambozo is here, this is a Jamaican tether. I got to get on the tether class. Again, I say tether class, not all black immigrants. So if you're not like Byron Donalds, where he was sitting up there disrespecting our people with his claims, talking about what we shouldn't have, and he don't support reparations. First of all, it doesn't matter what you don't support because you're not qualified to get it. I want you to notice something, though, as he comes out here on this stage. Talk about buck dancing and being a caricature. I want y'all to watch how this man walk out here on this stage. Let's let it continue.
Good evening, Milwaukee. You know, Milwaukee, we're on live television. You gotta let me get to the speech now. Thank you. I'm Byron Donalds, and I come from the great state of Florida. And I proudly represent the people of Southwest Florida. But I was raised by a single mother in Brooklyn, New York. Life was hard, and we struggled. When I was in the first grade, my mother took me out of public school because she could see that public education was failing me. I needed to be challenged, and I needed the opportunity that only a private school could provide. My mother is an educator, and she truly believed in my potential. But Democrat politicians wanted to trap me in a failing school, but my mom fought for me. Mom, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you, Mom.
Have you noticed how many of them came out there talking about how they was raised by single mothers? Just keep saying that over and over. Okay, if one person said that, you come up with something else. Just keep saying it over and over again. There's a reason for that, though, family. Because, see, what you're looking at, these are black men that don't have any type of personal pride or integrity about themselves. You don't hear all them white people coming out there talking about how they was raised in single-parent homes, except for that one white lady that hopped them. The only person you heard doing that. But these Sambos, like you said, one of the brothers said in the chat room, he couldn't hardly tell them apart because they're basically off a Sambozo assembly line. But see, I will give him credit for one thing. At least he's not using that goofy forced white inflection because he can't even muster up how to talk like that, being that he's making an immigrant. And it's hard for them to get to master that. Very few of them can do that. Okay, so Here's the thing. Byron Donalds is talking about the education system and how it failed him. And I agree, the American education system is not designed to educate, it's designed to indoctrinate. Well, Byron Donalds, you down there in Florida. So if you have such a problem with kids being miseducated in the public school system, why are you not the biggest advocate for them to stop taking the history of this country out to schools? But I know why. Oh, I know why, because you're not of my lineage and you're a hypocrite. You can't say on one hand how bad the public education system is. Then on the other hand, you're for them taking the actual history out of schools because they keep making the excuse, y'all know, talking about CRT. By the way, CRT is actually something that's in college. It's not in any elementary schools or high schools. But see, they keep saying the excuse is, well, you don't want to make little white children feel bad. Well, what about the black children that you weren't worried about our feelings when we was learning about how our ancestors was enslaved? You weren't worried about us. So because you tell who the actual slave masters are and what was done to my people, oh, that's traumatized for white kids, but it wasn't traumatized for us to learn about that, huh? You see what I'm saying? See, if you're going to be consistent about something, be consistent about it across the board. But see, Byron Donalds, you don't have the balls to sit up there and say that on this stage. I want y'all to hear the rest of this speech he's about to give, though, here. Because, see, I'm putting them all on blast over here tonight. Let's let it continue.
Words cannot describe how deeply grateful I am to be your son. When I was in the 7th grade, my mom lost her job. We went on government assistance, and my grandma helped us pay for private school. My mom and my grandma sacrificed to ensure that I could build a successful future through a commitment to academic achievement and hard work. I'm standing here today as a result of their love, good and safe schools, and great teachers. And to the teachers of America who pour your heart and your soul into your students and teach the next generation to love, honor, and serve our great country, we all say thank you.
Don't just say thank you. How about you advocate for teachers to have the same type of pay that other professions have, okay? So that they're not struggling from paycheck to paycheck. How about that? See, I'm breaking it down and showing you how these people are so full of it, because instead of just talking about what actually is that people are living, people need tangible policies. See, let me talk to you, Republican Party. For the average Black American, they sound like me. They don't sound like Byron Donalds and these Buckdancers Sambos that you got up here that just torn the line to be your little mascot. You out your mind if you think they're going to influence us to sound like that. Nope. You'll cherry pick a few of them to sound like that, but you're not going to be able to make any headway with my people if that's what you call yourself trying to do. We're not going to go from voting for the Democrats for 60 years for nothing to turn around and do the same thing for you. This is why most of my people are saying they're going to choose the couch. Now, let's address this. A lot of people are saying they're going to vote for Trump, but that doesn't mean that they support the Republican Party as a whole. So I understand that. And hey, I'm like this. Whoever you give your vote to, just don't give it to these damn Democrats, because that's suicide at this point for any Black person in this country, especially with my lineage. That's insane to go out here and cast your vote for this man that has done so much harm to this country, to the economy, specifically to Black America, with specific policy going back to 1976 that we can look at and document. Never mind all his anti-Black racism that's out in the open that people just automatically overlook for some reason. Be intelligent, vote for policy, not party. And like I said, if you have to choose the couch, do that. If you choose to vote Trump because you're not trying to give Joe Biden your vote, that's fine too. Just don't repeat the same thing over and over again, because that's the definition of insanity. Speaking of insanity, we're going to let this little jackass here continue his speech. Let's get back to it.
But what about those kids whose parents can't scrape money together for private school? Don't those kids who grew up like I grew up deserve the same chance that I had? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris sent their kids to high-priced private schools. But since they are in the pocket of the far-left teachers' unions, they trap poor kids like me in failing schools with no way out. They say they're pro-choice, but not if you want a choice over what your kids are taught. Donald Trump believes every parent deserves a choice and every child deserves a chance. And in November, when Donald Trump is elected our nation's 47th president, we will make sure all America's children get that chance. Growing up poor, I know the pain of high food prices, high energy prices, and housing costs. I remember as a kid, my mom yelling at me, "Turn off that light, you don't pay the bill." We know there's a bunch of kids in America today who are hearing that from their parents. The massive inflation created by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has only made it worse. During my first term in Congress, I served on the Budget Committee and the Small Business Committee. We told Joe Biden that his so-called American Rescue Plan was going to cause inflation. The Biden-Harris administration.
Now, you just heard him say that committee that he was on there. Okay, Byron Donalds, if we look at your record, are we going to see where you advocate for black business owners to get access to the same capital as white folks in this country? Are we going to see that if we look at your record? You all can go and pull that up for yourselves. I'm not going to even say nothing. You do your own homework on that. Let's let it continue.
Told us not to worry, but I knew better. I have nearly 2 decades of experience as a financial professional, and the evidence is in. Go to any grocery store, buy eggs, buy beef, buy milk. Even housing prices have skyrocketed. All Americans deserve a shot at the American dream, but under Joe Biden's debilitating economic policies, far many Americans, far too many of them, that dream has slipped away. This shows that we were right, that Joe Biden was wrong, and that you, the American people, are paying the price. As Americans, we've all been struggling. The disastrous results of the Biden-Harris agenda.
Oh, now see, that's an insult right there. We've all been struggling. Oh no, you and your little book dancing Sambo buddies, y'all not struggling at all. Oh no, you're not. None of them in government are struggling on either side of the political aisle. See, that's something I want my people to do too, no matter whether it's Democrat or Republican. Don't ever let them come around you talking about they understand what you're going through. No, you don't, because you're not going through it. No, you don't. They're not worrying about none of the kitchen table issues that the average Americans in this country are worried about. They're not. Don't let them people insult you when they come around asking for your votes. I want you to sternly check them and ask them the blatant question. How is it that you can relate to what we're going through when you're not in that situation? You can't relate to that at all. Make sure you don't let them people play with you in your face, family. Let's let it continue.
Transcend race, religion, or income. But under President Trump, all of this will change. And if there was ever a time in our nation to come together, that time is now. With Trump, our economy will boom again. You will have more money in your pocket again. And your children will have a future again. Together, I know we will make America wealthy again.
You gonna make it wealthy for who, Byron?
And together, America, we will make America great again.
That statement, make America great again, only applies to white people because America has never been great for my people in this country. No, it has not. It has not at all. America has think about it. Where was this great period in America for black people? I want somebody to tell me that. Where was the great period? Can somebody detail what the great period in America was for black people? What was the great period? Somebody put some years and dates on this great period. See, this is why you can't intelligently call yourself MAGA if you black. You can. Now, there's some book dancing black conservatives that will do it, but when you challenge them on their face, like, okay, you say, make America great again. Show me where it was great for our people in this country. Show me. Even if you have those of us that have families that have individual success, we're talking about on a collective scale. Because if you're going to say make America great again, you're talking about the collective. Where has it been great for the collective of Black America? I would like to see this time period. I would like somebody to detail it and show me the date from which period did it start and which period did it continue to. Because I have not seen that period in history or present day. See, a lot of them tend to think because I criticize the Democrats that, oh, he's one of the good ones. No, I'm going to call it down the middle on both of you. And like I said here tonight, this is what you call, okay, we got black people in the Republican Party. They don't represent the average Black American man and woman. Because we're not going to sit up here and play like we're blind to our condition in this country and the debt that is owed to us, which is reparations, a legally owed debt. You're going to pay that debt one way or another. It's going to come a time where you're going to be begging to pay it. Mark my words. Like I said, when Donald Trump does get back in there, it's going to be some things he's not going to be able to save you from. You're going to learn. Going to learn. Life is going to teach you better than I can tell you. Let's let it get back to it.
God bless you, Milwaukee. God bless the United States of America.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Texas. Love you. Love you, Texas.
Don't they all look damn near just the same with the exception of Byron Donalds? Don't they all look just the same? This is sad, man. This is sad. I wonder, after this was said and done, because this was like the first day, I wonder what's the conversation with some of their family members. That's who I would love to talk to, some of their family. I bet you they would tell you, yeah, this joker always been a buck dancing Sambo here. For the family members of theirs that got sense, if they didn't get it from them. Man, look, I'm gonna let it play. Y'all see now why I said that at the beginning of the broadcast. They look like they rolled off a Sambozo assembly line. Let's let it continue.
A president's greatest responsibility is to protect the American people. And both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have failed. I'm a military guy. I flew Apaches in Iraq. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I understand that when you're given a mission, you show up, you identify the problem, and you execute. Biden and Harris haven't shown up. They don't seem to understand that they are the problem.
Despite growing up in the gym,
I went ahead and just skipped on past his bullshit. I just had to do it, fam, because see, we got to get to something here that a lot of you probably thought I wasn't gonna say nothing about. It's coming up. But I want you to listen to this last clown here, because see, what I got coming up to show you here, man, we're going to get our jokes off on that. And it's going to be an excellent way to end the broadcast. I'm going to let this joker here get this off and then get your best jokes ready. Because see, listen, man, this person after him is going to deserve all of them.
Crow South, he refused to let vulnerability become victimhood. He paid his way through college, served honorably in Vietnam, and started a trucking company with one truck, one trailer, and no excuses, hauling beer back and forth between Detroit and Milwaukee. I grew up in awe of that story because it's my dad's story. It's part of my story. He and my mother raised me, never telling me that this is a racist country. Never. Never. Even though we have marked blemishes in our past, even though we have much farther to go, even though they endured racism, it did not define the nation they loved. They taught me I could do anything I set my mind to. They taught me to put the Lord first always. They taught me to use my blessings to be a blessing to others. And that's what we're doing here today. That's why I went to West Point. I became a Ranger qualified Apache pilot and flew 750 hours operations in Operation Iraqi Freedom. You know, that's something else me and President Trump have in common. The bad guys shot at us both, but they missed. And we'll keep on fighting for America until the good Lord takes us home. By the grace of God, I was able to come home after my deployment and help run the company business. Now I have the honor of representing Michigan's 10th Congressional District, the #1 manufacturing district in the best state in the entire union. My family's story is the American dream story. But my biggest concern right now, my biggest fear is, will children today be able to look back and share that same story? Look, I firmly believe Americans have not given up on the American dream. Joe Biden and the Democrats have given up on the American dream. Joe Biden and the Democrats think they know how to spend your money better than you do. They want to take your dollars, they want to take your voice, they want to take your control and give it back to DC bureaucrats to execute their woke and Green New Deal agenda. Well, that plan doesn't work because hope is not a plan. Black people were sold on hope. Now our streets are rife with crime. Our kids can't read, and illegals are getting better help from Democrats in 4 days than we've gotten in 400 years. Look, our daughters were sold on hope, and now they're being forced on the playing fields and changing rooms of biological males. America was sold on hope, and now the world's on fire. Our borders are wide open, and Americans are going into debt to pay for their groceries. But look. We don't even have to imagine a brighter day. We just have to remember, under President Donald J. Trump, we had a secure border. Under President Donald J. Trump, we had peace in Europe. And under President Donald J. Trump, we had an economy so good. We had an economy so good, Democrats were trying to give Obama the credit for it. Look. Yeah, I heard a little bit earlier today, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. But see, here's the thing. By the grace of God and the proven leadership of Donald Trump, for every American, regardless of race, color, and creed, we can once again have a land where a child's outcome isn't determined by their zip code. We can once again have a land where hard work truly does get you ahead. We can once again have a land where you can go from poverty to prosperity in a single generation. I believe that land is still America. America's the greatest idea that's ever been. America, I believe deeply in my heart, America's the greatest idea that's ever been. It's worth fighting for, it's worth sacrificing for, and it's worth getting out to vote for, because I truly believe in the deepest heart of hearts that with Donald J. Trump back in the White House, the best is yet to come. God bless you. Thank you. God bless America.
To show families just how much...
Please welcome Amber Rose from South Philadelphia.
Oh, y'all knew that I saved the best for last. Oh, get your jokes ready. Get your jokes ready. And by the way, before we begin here, before we begin on the end, I was not aware that Amber Rose was a rapper. Were you all? Now, we know what she's famous for. Do we ever know what she's famous for? Okay. This is a trollop that runs around or ran around talking about slut walks and all this other stuff. And see, let me just go ahead and put it out here on the table. Now, what we're going to review, I'm going to give her credit where she's right, because she's going to make a lot of good points, a lot of valid points. But Amber, let me go ahead and burst your bubble before you get started. You're over here campaigning to hopefully see if you can get one of the prominent Republicans to look your way and decide to slum with you. That's not going to work, baby. Just because your daddy is white, okay, and you claim to be Cape Verdean because you say you're not black, and I'm going to go with that because you're not black, you're not. Don't think that you finna come over there to this conservative party and get, high-ranking Republican. It's over for you. Kanye was the best shot that you ever had to live the life that you wanted, and hey, for whatever reason, you just couldn't sit down and do what it takes to become Miss Kanye West. Not that that's some type of prize, because you see Kanye, the chick he's with now, she's running around naked all over the damn place. Boy, Kanye, boy, that dude, boy. That's a whole nother broadcast. But back to this heifer here. Let me tell you something, family. I want black women to listen to me, because I know she doesn't represent you. But I want you to pay attention to how when she comes there, I will give her credit for being covered up. But I want you to watch how she walks on the stage and walks off the stage. Now, yes, we understand that she's shapely. She has a figure, what have you. But you got to know when to stop trying to be sexual, okay? Just, you're going to see what I'm talking about this walk. I'm going to let this play, and we're going to give her points where she's right, but we're going to critique the foolishness of it all, because, see, trying to hop over here amongst them folks because now you're desperate to try to find some type of way to secure your future, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all downhill from here. There's no man in his right mind that's going to marry you. At best, you might can find a conservative trick, because they got plenty of them over there. Don't let them fool you. They trick off their money too, you know what I'm saying? But they're not going to marry you, baby. Don't even think that's going to happen. It's because you came in front of the white folks, said all the right things that they like to hear. There's no, and I want y'all to low key listen to how the crowd is sounding, because see, a lot of conservatives were going off about this. Now, I've heard some people saying, well, they were trying to appeal to a younger voter base. Yeah, but you could have picked other people to do it than this heifer right here. There were plenty of upstanding black women that you could have had come speak instead of this. In a way, you trying to show that you just like the Democrats when it comes to reaching out to black people, because she's not one of us, but she represents us, okay? As far as like in their eyes, if you're going to talk to a black woman, how about you get one that's got some sense? I'm going to let this play, family. And I want y'all to watch this now, because like I said, she's going to be making some good points. But all of this is in bad faith, because this is an airhead. This woman don't pay attention to politics in the slightest. I'm going to let this play and get your best Amber Rose jokes ready, because I will be reading them. Let's let it play.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Amber Rose. I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
Oh man, Dad Miller TV showing out in the chat. He said 3 people were clapping. Wait, one of them was Cheeks. Hilarious, man. Yeah, man. See, and see this idiot sitting up here with this damn forehead tattoo. Just, oh my God. Let me say something. Because the black women that's over here listening to this broadcast or you catch on the playback, I need to say this for all the brothers that got some type of integrity and decency to us. Just because a woman looks like this, that doesn't mean that we are going to put her out front and say, yeah, we want her to represent us. This is an embarrassment. First of all, she's an airhead. Even though she's going to make some good points about the things she's going to say, I'm going to give her credit for that. But this right here, this is supposed to be in the trash can, okay? And because see, I'm saying it that way for a reason. You don't see them folks putting their trash front and center to have them speak about any damn thing. Republicans, this is a bad move. You see what the Democrats have done, how disrespectful they've been trying to court the black vote. You're going to go this direction? I'm telling you now, this should be the last time you have her or anybody like her speaking, because she's just a step above Sexy Red. That does not represent my community well. I'm telling you now, don't go getting trashed to speak before our people at all. The same way I'm getting on them Sambozos that they had speaking, them little Buckdancers Sambo black men. This right here ain't it. You know, I'm pretty sure all the sisters would agree with what I'm saying here. Don't none of y'all want Amber Rose representing your image at all. How can you take this fool seriously with this damn tattoo across her head? I'm just saying, even though she's gonna make good points, I'll say it again. But this right here, no. Let's let her get on with it.
I know this because for a long time I believed those lies, so I'm here to set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked.
Salute to my good brother Torian Rain Reloaded, a brilliant young journalist, been in this game for a minute. My brother Torian, I got to stop and acknowledge you. Glad that you joined us. Please do put your channel in the chat room. For those of you, if you don't know who he is, you should know who he is. This brother does excellent work. And let me tell you something. I got to brag on you. You know, when you come over here and I know you're doing good things, any of you, I got to tell it. For black parents that are looking for a great subsidiary tool or educational tool to teach black children about black history, this man has whole series on our history, on black towns, okay, on We Fought Back series. This brother does excellent work. Brother Torrin, will you please put a link to your channel in the chat room or at least one of your playlists so that the people can find that information, man? That's what I like to do over here on my platform. Any brother or sister that's doing good work over here, I want to make sure the people know about you, and I want them to know where to find your work. So if you subscribe to my channel, you definitely should be subscribed to Brother Torian's channel. We're going to get back to clowning this bubblehead Amber Rose here, though. Let's let it continue.
My entire family is racially diverse, and I believe the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted...
Now, mind you, Amber Rose's father is a white man. That's right, he's white. Just as lily white as the driven snow. And he told her that Donald Trump wasn't a racist. Okay. Yep, if you believe that one right there, I got a bridge in Brooklyn and one in San Francisco that I'll sell you for a discount rate if you don't believe all of that. See, we know what Donald Trump is, okay? Just like we know what Joe Biden is. The two sides of the same coin. Nobody's fooled by that. But for this bubblehead bimbo to sit up here and say that, it's man, she's the gift that keeps on giving as far as jokes are concerned. And see, look, I got to go here with it too before I let her continue, because she's going to be making some valid points about certain things. But ladies, because a lot of ladies are confused on this, just because you're attractive and stupid don't go together to men that are about something, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how good you look. If you dumb, I can't do nothing with you, because I don't want to be embarrassed, and heaven help you if you go having kids with an idiot like this. A fool that's going to put a tattoo across her forehead and walk out on the stage and speak. Seriously? Yeah, she's nice to look at, but that's about it. I'm just saying, man. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get it off. I'm going to let Miss Rose continue.
He said, prove it. So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the...
I got to get her one more time. People have to do their research. What have you researched, Amber? What research? I would love for her to present this research to us. Because, see, this is the thing that I have a problem with. I have a problem when stupid people try to sound smart. You need to do your research. Oh, what research is this? Could you tell us how the economy functions? I would hear her with the line that they tell all the black people, you need to take a civics class. Have you taken a civics class, Amber? Boy, I would love to see what type of student she was in school. Just for shits and giggles. I know I'm punching below the waistline, but doggone it, she shouldn't be up there, Republicans. What are you doing? Do not have this jackass or anything like it back at your conventions, because we gonna clown you for this. These people don't have influence with the intelligent members of Black America. They don't speak for us. We don't want them representing us. No, this ain't it. If you're going to beat the Democrats, be the polar opposite of them and engage Black people like grown, intelligent adults, and don't have your Sambos up here like them black men that we just clowned. Actually reach out to us and talk policies and numbers. That's what we're going to need if you want to secure our votes. We don't care about your anti-Black racism. We ain't got to go to bed with you. We ain't got to go be around you for the most part because you don't live where we live. All we care about is that you give our community what we deserve in exchange for our votes if you want them. Let it continue.
Rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're Black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
Are you sure, Amber? Because, see, I know she's a bubblehead, but like my good brother Torrance said, don't none of these clowns speak for us. But, Amber, right here at the convention, most of Donald Trump's little trumpets had a problem with J.D. Vance's wife, and they still do, Amber. So that statement that you just made, little old airhead, that's not true, ma'am. The party's showing that right now. Let's let this idiot continue.
And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong.
Oh, you belong there, all right, because there's going to be some Republican tricks that'll lay up with you, but they're not going to give you their last name. And I forgot about that. Still Kevin Tree, that's right. That she was the one that was dating the dude that left her for Cher. Now, look, I'm going to say this. Lord, that's nightmare fuel right there, brother. God, that's nightmare fuel. But I understand why he did it. He was trying to get to them M's that Cher got. Nah, I couldn't do it. I ain't gonna lie. I just couldn't do it. No, not that old. No. But hey, he's a bold man. I hope he got, his bag out of that while that lasted. Because didn't they break up or whatever? He was trying to get to the money, man. I see the vision, but boy, God bless him. I couldn't do it. But Amber, you're not gonna have no success. Cause I mean, like the brother said, hey, if they're leaving you for Cher, that's, oh my God. Can you imagine? What a blow that would be to a woman that looked like her ego? You got left for an old wrinkled up alabastress that had that bag. Come on, man. She might try to kill that boy. I'm gonna say he better be careful, man. She may try to run him over with a car or something, man. Anyway, let's let it continue.
So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the U.S. military. Thank you for your service, Dad.
Which branch of the U.S. military? There are other branches to it, you little airhead. My God, boy, I know that's her father, but what father would be proud of this? I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be hard. Some people may unsubscribe. If I had a daughter and she turned out like this, I would disown her ass. I would. I'm telling you right now. I would disown this. This is embarrassing. I mean, but hey, you know, that's daddy's little girl. I would go somewhere with that, but you know what? I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Y'all know what the little white men like to do with these little biracial black children, though. I'm just saying. It'll continue.
I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president...
Brother Tori said she put that hat on to keep her cue ball head warm. Oh, no. Tori, we gonna have to make a meme of that, man. Oh, boy, man, that is meme-worthy commentary right there. See, y'all, my brother's giving me ideas, man. My brother's giving me the ideas. And by the way, shout out to you, Brother Torian, because it's because of you that I actually added something to my book collection recently. Oh, yes, I did. I added the book by Clay Kane to my book collection. Very interesting read, that book, and I suggest that you get it, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting read that book is, because let me tell you something. It's called The Grift. And it's basically he's going in on these black conservatives and their little hustle that they got going on, and their Samboism. Man, that is a very good book to read. It's called The Grift by author Clay Kane. Shout out to you for that book, man, because I saw that and I said, you know what? I'm always looking to add to my home libraries over here. I said, yeah, I got to get that one. I might have to do a book review on that because, man, from what I've seen so far, he ain't told no lies. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you should pick that book up, The Grift by Clay Kane. Let's let it continue.
And Melania for the first time. He was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble. Just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your...
Now, this is what I thought was funny when she said that. Because, see, this is going to show you what an idiot she is. She doesn't have any type of articulation skills. She said, you know our country's in trouble just like me. Amber, you don't say that back to back. But you are in trouble, though. You are. Because when you're walking around with a forehead tattoo and it's about as smart as a box of rocks. I mean, can you imagine? See, look, I know I'm being harsh here. I'm just saying, man, a woman like this, I would not even put myself in a situation where even if she was attracted to me, that I would entertain her, because that type of lowbrow, oh God, that would just irritate me so much. We wouldn't have nothing to discuss. I mean, I just don't find stupid cute, even if it looks like that. I just don't. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Y'all gonna be like, man, GBS, you tripping. She's so stupid that I couldn't even get aroused being around her. I couldn't. I know you like, man, you tripping. No, I'm telling you, man, that's just, look. Stupid to me it's so bad to the point that if I was hungry, it would spoil my appetite. It would. I mean, that's just how serious I take that. I would just, gracefully leave her presence and be like, yeah, and let me just, it's not you, it's me. I would do that one. Okay. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, this is sad.
Family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control, and you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump.
She's smart enough to recognize that, so she does have a point there.
My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. we were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right here, family, this is what I was talking about, okay? Again, yes, we know she's naturally shapely, but she's trying to do all that extra switching and swing. She's basically advertising and trying to see if she can catch some white conservative tricks. That's what that walk on and off the stage was all about. Amber, you'll catch a few. They'll throw a couple of little dollars your way, but you're not going to marry one. It ain't happening. Because you clearly said you're not trying to be a politician, thank God. But you're thinking now that you're going to go over here with these white conservatives and you're going to get you a zaddy that's going to stay. No. Look, you better understand where you're at, baby girl. They would clown whoever that white man is that married your ass out of the building. You are not Kim Kardashian. No, you're not. I know she probably thinks she is, but that only works for the white women. They can say that they was drugged. You, no matter how well built you are, switching and swaying off the stage, it ain't gonna work. Mark my words. Mark my words, family. She is not going to be out in the public sphere with any Republican that's going to be proud to claim her. What could you do with that? Of course, besides the obvious, okay? Get your minds out the gutter. But I'm saying, what could you do with that as far as holding it up and saying, yeah, that's my woman right there and the mother of my kids? Wiz Khalifa, you fool you. Or Kanye was smart enough not to have no kids with her. I will give him that. But damn, I'm just saying, man. Anyway, let's let her continue to stroll off the stage here.
Please welcome
And that was the end of it. I had to save that for last, family. I know I tortured you by going through this and just picking out the parts that were relevant enough for me to give commentary on, but that's what we're dealing with here. And see, I'm going to say this yet again as we close here tonight. Republicans, do not think that those idiots on that stage represent the average Black American man and woman. They do not. In order to talk to us, you're going to have to come to where we are. We have platforms that you stay over in on all these different accounts. And wherever we at, you can't keep your people out of those spaces. You want to talk business? You really want to make America great? Because it's never been again for us. Then come over to where we are and let's have logical discussions. My good brother Kid Gravity has a political platform. My brother Philip Scott, brother Tariq, we'll actually have a conversation with you. Brother Tariq Nasheed, brother Jason Black. Okay. I mean, there's several people. Brother Torian Rain is qualified to have them discussions. Yes, brother, I got to put your name in there. There's so many more people that I could name here. My brother Sincere Love, the guy and his partner, Nicety Girl. There's plenty of Black platforms, okay? Now, if you just want to go for the largest size one, that's fine. But either way, you're going to have to come to where Black America is and actually have some civilized conversation with us. You're not going to get that from people like Cardi B, Amber Rose, none of them clowns that you got over there in your party that you had speaking at this convention. It's just not going to happen. We're in a brand new day where we're respecting ourselves as long overdue, and this is the era of our empowerment, family. These people in either party, they can either play ball with us with policy and numbers, or, hey, we can just look the other way on anything that they have come to us with. Because from here on out, it's going to be quid pro quo, and it's going to be reciprocal for anything that they ask us for. That's it. Salute to everybody. I want you to take care of yourselves. Make sure that you respect yourself like the foundational Black American freedman that you are. If you're non-FBA and you support our cause, we support you. Nothing but love to you as well. That's it. Take care of yourselves. I will see you all in future content.